Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to crumble!
I'm Joshua Kemble, and welcome to Joshua Kemble's Livestream. I've been a freelance illustrator and graphic designer for over 20 years. I was an art director for 9 years. And when I'm not art directing and working on illustrations and graphic designs, I'm working on comic books and graphic novels, and that's usually what I do during my streams. And while conversations can go all over the place on this stream, from spicy and entertaining to goofy and silly, one thing stays consistent throughout every stream. I'll always be working on art. So pull up a chair, get your art supplies out, and get ready for an entertaining show that'll keep you company while you work on your own personal art projects. This is Joshua Kemble's Art Stream. All right, welcome to my live stream. I'm Joshua Kemble. I am here live, about to work on a graphic novel page. We're going to rough out another page. I am during my summer break, and I got really distracted for like a week. And I talked about this on my last stream, and then I got distracted again. Here's the thing, like, I have probably watched way too many movies in the last, 3 or 4 days. And I should be working. But I've been enjoying my summer break a little too much. So I'm catching up. I'm going to be doing the grind today. And I plan on working really late into the night. From what I gather, I think we might be joined later in the stream by a couple of my buddies. Who are also cartoonists and animators and stuff like that, who might be working on their stuff late into the night. So here's how it's going to go. I'm going to do this stream while I do this rough. I might break between streams. I am dog sitting for my sister. So I have my two dogs, Bernie and Georgie here. But I also have, I wonder if you guys can see her. You probably can only see her butt sleeping here. There's an adorable little pug named Shug that's sleeping right there, and she's hilarious and very pug-like. And she already claimed one of. So I went to use the restroom about an hour ago. And by the way, my wife and I have owned pugs forever. I've talked about pug ownership in my comics. I love pugs. They're one of my favorite dogs. But pugs will eat everything. They're crazy for eating stuff. So anyhow, you have to kind of keep an eye on them. And my wife and I have not owned a pug in a while, so whenever we babysit the pug, I forget about this pug nature of just eating everything in sight. Oh, cool. Scott Serkland said he's going to join in a little bit, so that's good. Cool. Scott, if you're seeing this, cool. Hop in whenever you want, man. So the thing about the pug is, so Shug, the pug, who I'm babysitting, who's my sister's dog, she, I go out of the room, to use the restroom, and then I come back out, and my wife is really obsessed with K-pop bands, a particular one, and I'm always forgetting their name. Those of you out there, I just blanked out on their name. But it's RTJ. Anyhow, so my wife has a cute little stuffed animal of her favorite member of RTJ. It's they have little chibi characters, and one of them's a little stuffed pillow. So I go to the restroom, I come out, and I just see the RTJ pillow just ripped apart with just fuzz everywhere. And I was oh, sugar. It's the dog. It's the pug thing. Pugs will. Anyhow, she's adorable and hilarious and kind of wild. in the fun way that pugs are, which is why people kind of fall in love with pugs. But anyhow, so I am a pug uncle today. So what that means is I'll probably have like a hard out for a little bit at 11, and then I'll probably start streaming after that. I'm not sure how long this stream will go. While I'm streaming, I do have a goal to try to get. We'll see if we can get there. But I thought it would be fun to just get like 5 super chats within an hour. We'll see how that goes. But I've set that goal, and if we achieve that goal, if we achieve all 5, something fun will happen. I'm not quite sure what. Maybe that just means we'll extend the stream. Corey said, have you guys watched K-pop Demon Hunters? I've heard it's good. I have not yet. The thing is, I'm not big on K-pop. like my wife really likes, and she particularly likes the specific band. If it doesn't make it clear, it's like I don't even remember. Like off the top of my head, I'm having trouble remembering who they're like the biggest K-pop band there is, and I can't even remember the name of the band, but I like that she likes them, and they're not horrible. It's just not my jam. Anyhow, so I will remember it at some point. That's how my brain works. I'll like forget stuff and then remember really important information once it's not important anymore. But anyhow, anyhow, she's really into it though. She loves that music, and I love that she loves it. Also, on another side note, before we get to drawing and art, I have been following sports. I don't know if you guys know this. So I've been really into baseball, and of course my team is the Dodgers because I'm from LA County, and I grew up in LA County. So I have if I'm going to be into sports, it's going to be like a Los Angeles team. And so I started getting into baseball because I took my son to a baseball game a while ago. And Corey said, is it S Club 7? No, I think I'll remember. The fact that I blanked out on it, my wife's going to murder me if she sees this live stream. If you notice, like if I stop my live stream, because she's back from Utah tomorrow, if I don't live stream again after that, it's because my wife has murdered me for forgetting her favorite band. Anyhow, so the Dodgers yesterday played. It's like the second part of the season, and so they had a break and they've been killing it and kind of leading, but not. It's not like set in stone. Like there's other teams that have been doing really good in the league. But we played the Brewers yesterday and just got shut out. So it was pretty bad. So we're playing them again today, and so I have the score up down here, and I guess we're in the bottom of the first. So I'm going to kind of be keeping track of that now too. This is the headache of getting slightly into sports. Is that you kind of have to keep track of the games. So it's another thing, but anyhow, so that's one thing I'm going to have kind of to the side here, and we'll see how it goes. I think Ohtani is up at bat right now, so I'm pretty excited. Hopefully he just kills it and puts a home run and we just destroy. Oh, okay, Corey said, I'm messing with you. You should tell her it's S Club 7. It's a weird Scottish pop group from 25 years ago. Now, Scottish pop, I don't know if I've ever heard Scottish pop, but it sounds hilarious and amazing. Here's my problem. I can't do a good Scottish accent at all. Anytime I try to do a Scottish accent, it comes across as like a weird kind of Irish thing. And generally, if I try to fake an accent, it'll usually devolve to like a gangster from either New York or Chicago, kind of or like an old lady. It's like I have like 2 or 3 accents I can do okay. Even doing the kind of dude bro kind of guy, the cool pastor that I did the voice for for Jim Lujan, when I had to do that voice, he had to like coach me on how to sound like a dude, which shouldn't be a lot of work, considering I am from Southern California and I naturally say dude a lot, and I say like and stuff like that. But even to do that voice, it just took me a while, man. Because I like if I do it, it just sounds like it doesn't sound as cool as like Bill and Ted's version or anything. But Jim did a good job coaching me and making me sound better at voices than I am. But anyhow, the Scottish thing always cracks me up because I just can't do it. I can do Sean Connery a little bit if I'm doing quotes from like the third Indiana Jones, you know. Yeah, so that's kind of my only ones where it's like, let my armies be the rocks, like that kind of thing. I can do that, you know. I can't believe what you did. Like, I don't know. I can do that kind of okay, but like the other voices, I just can't. Oh, Corey was saying some of them might be English. They were just really big in Scotland. So Otani struck out. So it's already a bad start to the stream, guys. All right. We're gonna go to the daily stream, and you're gonna see how unproductive I've been for the last few days. I started watching. Here's the thing. I like never watch TV, and so like the last 3 or 4 days, I just started realizing, like, experiencing what a lot of people probably that are non-creatives experience, where you get home and clock out of work and watch TV. And like, except that I'm on summer break, so it's like deceptively I got in like a little like catching up with all the TV I've never seen, you know. And so yesterday I got really hooked on Fubar, which is like it is an awful show. It's a horrible show. It's like Arnold Schwarzenegger, and then the girl from the Bob Dylan movie, and from Top Gun. I forget her name. She's a really great actress. She was like nominated for an Oscar, but it's not like a nominated for Oscar. It's like a really stupid action TV show, and I enjoyed it a lot. So I watched a couple episodes of that. And then I was like, I didn't get to see Top Gun Maverick, so I ended up watching that as well and enjoying it. And I wonder if my brain is just like my taste has like having a summer break has just like sucked all the taste out of my skull, or maybe it's just getting older, where I'm just less critically viewing movies, but I enjoyed both things. But I'm not supposed to. It's not like I'm a movie reviewer. Like, my job is to do cartoons right now, and the last few days I have not been doing my job. Like, I've been kind of doing it, but I really haven't. So we got to catch up, guys, and today is Big Catch-Up Day. Big Catch-Up Day is also a great name for an amazing, what would Big Ketchup Day be? Like a hamburger joint? Okay, let's see here. And if it's in Chicago, I guess it'd be like a Big Mustard Day, you know? I'm here with the jokes, guys. I'm here with the jokes. I have a blank page staring in front of me. This should be intimidating, but it is not. So we're going to work on page 154. Of Not Death But Love, The Strange Supernatural Story of Elizabeth Barrett Browning. I want to pull open my rough for 153 so I don't have to like re-hunt down stuff. So that's what we're going to kind of work on today. Is at first what I'm going to start doing is like, this stuff is all taking place at Casa Gaidi. And in Casa Gaidi, we have basically Mrs. Eckley, Sophia Eckley, has rang the doorbell of their villa in Italy, of the Brownings villa. So it's Elizabeth Barrett Browning and Robert Browning. And you know what's bad too with this? I really need to get better at this before this gets released, because I always want to call him Robert Barrett Browning, and that is not Robert Browning's name. But because Elizabeth Barrett Browning kept the Barrett, it gets confusing. Anyhow, so Sophie is knocking on the door late. I'm having some coffee, by the way. I'll turn this down so you guys can see my lovely, uncleaned, horrible Wacom tablet. Piece of crap Wacom tablet. I love this thing. And I always want to show this just because I think a lot of the times, like, cartoonists get way too fancy with their tools. And it doesn't require a lot of fancy equipment to do comics. This Wacom tablet costs like $40. 30 or $40. You could get it used for like $20 probably. So just so you know, you don't have to be doing this crazy stuff where you spend like $1 million on like a video tablet and like, you know, Winsor Newton Series 7 and stuff like that. You can start with next to nothing for digital art, as well as especially just regular art, right? All you need is like a crayon. Anyhow, that being said, that tangent aside, I'm going to try to get in the zone. So I'm not in the zone with this. I will be honest. I'm not like feeling artsy today, but that's kind of how it goes with these things. So you kind of have to just push through resistance. And what is the thing that I've been experiencing with, you know, to me, that's like pretty classic case of resistance. You know, let me see if I can find all my references here. Where are all my references? What do we got? Okay, good. So all I really need are these main room and hallway. I don't even know if I'm going to need the hallway. Okay, because we're going to be in the main room now. So I'm going to just grab Sophie Eckler and the main room. I have other references, but the one will be fine to just kind of get my brain kind of oriented to the room we're sketching in. And then I'm going to read the what I got for, let's save. I'm going to read what I've got on the script, and then we're going to break it down and thumbnail it. Cool, we got Dylan joining us. Dylan said, I was just looking at Simban Picasso tab. I've had 3 of them in the past 10 years. I've had bad luck with technology. I'd like to get one that's a bit more expensive than the previous. Nice. I know Corey's got like a nice, more affordable option of like a Cintiq type Wacom. What's the new model that you tried, Corey, that you like that's really lightweight? You said was better than a... I don't know. Corey's the Wacom salesman here. I'm not. But anyhow, ask Corey in chats. Corey, if you do get the kids to sleep and stuff like that, and you want to hop in, feel free, dude. He said Wacom Move Inc. Freaking awesome. That's cool. Who names like tablets and stuff? Like, that's the stupidest name for a tablet. Like, I'm sure it's a nice thing, but I feel like Move Inc. Like, I don't know. I'm sure it's amazing because I've used Wacom or Wacom, however you pronounce it, but I've used those tablets for over 20 years, so obviously I don't have an issue with them. But sometimes I just hear like app names or something like that. It's like as uncreative as some last names I'll hear. But then I got to think about it, because am I just being the critic who's like overly critical of these things? And then if I was in a boardroom meeting, like, am I going to do any better? like naming the thing? You know, what would I call it? Like digital Zoom platter. Actually, Zoom platter would be awesome. Platter would be great because it is kind of like a platter. I mean, that would be a horrible name, but it would be funny. Serving art on a platter. I should put like some charcuterie type stuff here, and like eat charcuterie off my my Wacom tablet. Oh my gosh, I am not in the game, guys. I'm not in the game. I'm as bad as the first let's see. Yeah, the first inning the Dodgers played. I'm about as bad. I'm about as not in the game as that inning was. Okay. Corey said it's a Japanese company. A lot of it is English speakers pronouncing Japanese branding words weird. Okay. Well, then it's probably Wacom, right? Or Wacom, Wacom. Have they ever done like a? Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna make this bad. I have to make bad jokes, guys, because this is my live stream. But have they ever thought about having like a Fozzie Bear Wacom overlap? That has to have been done. And if it isn't, Corey, the next time you have to do animations for them, you should be like, you need to license Fozzie Bear and have him say Wacom, Wacom, Wacom. It'd be so cool. You know, Fozzie Bear could be showing how to use a Wacom and do Waka, Waka, Wacom. That's my, see, I'm like, this is why I'm an art teacher now and not a marketing executive, but my brilliant ideas. All right, let's see here. Come on, Fozzie Bear endorsing Wacom would be fire. Okay, let's see here. So Sophie waits inside the entrance. We already did this page. So this one's page 153. Okay, we need to actually find the script page. We're gonna get in the zone. This is how it works whenever I sit down to work on art and I'm not in the zone. It takes a little bit of meandering for me to get going. But once I get in the flow, it shouldn't be too bad. Dylan said, my printer isn't working. It's saying that there's no paper when clearly there is. I have to see what I can do. If not, I might just have to buy a new printer. I might want to get an Echo Tank. Wow, nice. Paul said, hey there, everyone. Erwan. Paul in the hearse. Erwan. What's up, Paul? What's up, Paul Pate? Okay. Let's see here. Let's get into the zone. Because today like I said, I've been in this like haze of just consuming things, and it's not a good haze to be in. So I need to break the haze and get into creation zone again. All right, got my coffee. Let's go. Sophie removes her gloves and looks around as if wondering where to put them. Robert remains impassive. Okay. Like, Wa is circle, Kamu is computer. My wife will kill me for my mispronunciation there. Circle computer. Everyone getting her tipsy. Yeah, everyone her getting tipsy. I love it. I'm also, I'm a great singer. I don't know if you guys are aware of that. All right, so let's get into this. We've got to plug in my phone. That's how I was keeping track of the score of the game, and now it's my phone battery has died. Okay, Dylan said, I don't want to spend too much money since I don't have income at the moment, and I'm just surviving off my inheritance, which is in the grand scheme of things isn't that much. Interesting. Oh, we're going to be joined by Mr. Serkland. Scott, I guess just give me a thumbs up whenever you want to hop in. Okay, he put a hand up. I don't know if that's the same as a thumbs up. Okay, it's not. He's not prepped yet. I was like, it kind of looked like a sign language contest for a second, if you guys saw it. It would be funny if he was just like giving me the middle finger and stuff. Like, it's like, like give me a thumbs up. It's like, oh, that's not a thumb. Is that a thumb? That doesn't look like a thumb. All right. So Scott Serkland will be joining us, ladies and gentlemen, in a short while. Maybe he can help me get on the rails of working on art, which is what I'm supposed to be doing, rather than singing songs about everyone getting tipsy. Yeah, I wonder if that Air One getting tipsy kind of style of hip hop, maybe Scott can fill us in on this, but I wonder if that originates from like Atlanta style, because it sounds very Atlanta to me. That style of hip hop, like it kind of reminds me of like, I feel like Outkast might have been like one of the first hip hop groups, hip hoppers to pull that in. Let's see what our hip hop expert says about that. Okay, we got a thumbs up. Boom.
Yes,
Added
yeah.
to the stage. Let me pull this off. I forgot, like when I have guests, I have to get rid of the logo that's taking up like half the space, which I refuse to lower in size out of spite for Corey. Okay, let's see here. Let me see if I can find that. I gotta put up like a banner or something so people know. Ticker. It's gonna be here. It's gonna be here. Oh, here it is. Okay, here's the ticker, and then what do I click to like show people's things? Media assets. There should be. I know there's like maybe it's banners. No, style maybe. There it is. Show display names. Boom. Look at that. I'm gonna just pretend that's like animated. Check it out, guys. Ready? And we're being joined by Scott Serkland of Serkworks.com. How's it going, Scott?
Can you hear me? Good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you pretty good.
Okay, good. I've got kind of an unusual setup here, but I was excited when I heard you're going to live stream because I kind of want to premiere something and I want to premiere it on your show.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
You guys, it's an exclusive.
Yeah, so you've probably been hearing me talk about the new comic I'm working on.
Yes.
So if anyone doesn't know, we've got a retreat coming up in 2 or 3 weeks, I think?
Yes.
Yeah. So one of the things I want to do, Josh gave for my birthday. I've told this story before, so I won't get too much into it. But I got this awesome commission from Josh for my birthday. Unbeknownst to me, my girlfriend commissioned it for me. But it's a Young and the Dead cover. If you've seen the Josh's variant cover, that's what it is. But what you might not know is that it's like massive. What size do you draw it? Like, I think it's like what's 24 by 16 or something like that.
Let's see.
It's big. I mean, we don't know the actual size, but just know that it's big.
19 by 24.
19 by 24. Okay, so I'm going to be. I've got that artwork framed in my hallway, and I need to kind of offset it. So I thought it'd be cool to design a cover for my new comic, just so I could hang it up, so it could kind of inspire me to work on it and everything. So I've been working on this cover. So I did the whole thing. I sketched it out digitally, but I printed out the digital file, and I'm going to be tracing it today on the show. I don't know how much of it you'll be able to see, but I'm going to show you what it looks like before. I mean, I actually inked it and everything in Clip Studio.
Okay.
So I had a nice dark image that I could kind of pencil over because, I don't have a printer big enough to print this thing. Because otherwise I might just print it out blue line or whatever. But anyway, so I'm going to show you guys the cover, and I'll kind of do a little slow reveal. So I don't know if we can if I pull this up, can we go full screen on this?
Yeah. Let me make you full screen. Oh wait,
that's
the one you just showed, the full screen layout.
That right there.
There
All
it is. Okay.
So here we go. So I'm just going to kind of reveal it slowly here. So I'll kind of show you the trade dress first. Yeah.
I'm trying to do a slow reveal music.
So I'm going with a kind of old school Marvel type look to it. That's the
I like
logo
that.
for Optimus Prime or Rhyme. I gotta learn to say that right. So here's I've got my sketch here, and then I'll kind of reveal that, and then let me get rid of the sketch. So that's the cover there. I don't know if you see everything that's going on, but
you have to zoom in a little bit on that mech and that type. Well, once we've had time to absorb it, like maybe zoom in and scroll down just so we can see details.
All right, here. Let's zoom. Oh, whoa, that was quite a zoom.
That's great detail, Scott.
Okay, there we go.
That's exactly what I wanted to see. I'm glad that you're not anti-aliasing your lines. Like those are aliased, and that's good. Those will print nice and black. That is
Yeah, I don't.
exciting, my dude.
Yeah, I'm stoked about it. Like I said, I did this to kind of whether this ends up being the cover or not. It might be because I really dig it, but
Yeah.
whether it ends up being the cover or not, it's just going to inspire me to want to create this thing. And I kind of wanted to reveal it on Josh's show rather than mine because in I would say hopefully soon after we do the retreat and I kind of
Yeah.
bounce some ideas back and forth between my dudes, I'm gonna start transitioning to do more more of this content on my YouTube channel, and then the stuff currently that I'm doing with the retro reventification type stuff.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move that to a separate channel, and I'll have some new content on that too as well. So, but I thought it'd be cool just to reveal it here and then do like anyone that isn't paying attention to Josh's stuff, which anyone that's watching any of my stuff, hopefully you're watching Josh's stuff, but maybe people don't watch live streams or whatever, who knows.
No, that's great. I'm glad to have the reveal, the exclusive reveal.
Exclusive. And here
that is beautiful, Scott.
Damn it! Each time it does that. Where'd it go? Now it's gone. I have no idea where it went. Where is it? It's got to be. I don't know. Maybe we'll just pull it off. I don't know where the heck it went.
Can you just hit? Is it 0? That'll just center it.
Oh, is it Control 0?
I think it's just 0.
There
it is. Yeah.
Yeah. I was trying to zoom in on the little corner box thing. Although it's see, it did it again. I think there's something.
What about
wrong.
just Command plus?
Okay. All right. Let's see. So we go Control 0, and then Control plus. Where's plus? Plus.
Very strange.
Let's see if I can.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. And then if you want to move it, you can just hit the space bar to like move it
here,
up and down.
Here, I could do that. So you've got the guy here. Let's see, Control plus again.
I'm so excited about this, Scott.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Oh, that's like an old school Transformers vibe right there to have the robot in the corner.
Yeah. So that's basically, that's a little, I guess you can see a little better of what the actual mech looks like. And there'll be other giant mechs and things like that. And I'll get into more about the story and everything as I start doing more content on here. But yeah, that's
dude, that's beautiful. And it looks super fun. And that like kaiju in the back, or like the creature.
Yeah.
In the back is beautiful.
Yeah, I think
the cityscape looks great.
I might be able to. I think I got a sketch of what that kaiju looks like because it's kind of hard to tell. Let me see if I can.
You guys, Hip-Optimus rhyme here.
Let's see. Sketches. No, it's okay. Taking forever to open. Oh, no, that's not it. That's a different one. Let me see.
You guys, we're getting a sneak peek. Sneak peek. Sneak peek.
Well, here's another. This is another. This is Soul Sonic Renegade. This is another one kind of based on Africa Bombata.
So what scale are these guys going to be?
I'm not.
So that's like your
sure
almost like Tribe Called Quest style.
No, well, this is more Africa Bombata.
Like
Tribe Called Quest kind of came in later, so if I continue the story on, I'll probably introduce more stuff kind of like that. But I will be doing kind of.
But you're doing the Roots guys, yeah.
Yeah, I will be doing kind of fan art stuff as we go, along with the along with it. But I'm trying to find the creature.
You guys, this is amazing. Amazing Fruit. Do you guys remember the Amazing Fruit commercials?
So that's the kaiju
amazing
there.
Amazing Fruit. Oh, that's
what the kaiju
so cool.
looks like. And I don't know if he'll be like a level 1 kaiju or whatever. According to the cover, he kind of got his face smashed off. But like I said, this is just preliminary stuff. I'm still working on the story and everything.
No, it's canon now, Scott. It's canon. The second you draw anything, it's canon instantly.
Yeah.
No, that's amazing.
yeah, that'll give you guys a little preview, and so yeah, I'm gonna switch
That
over to
makes
my
me really
overhead
excited,
thing.
Scott. I think it's cool because it's like, I think like Young and the Dead is amazing and I love it, but it's like fun to see you have an opportunity to flex like the art skills even more, where you're just
Well,
like, boom, look at
yeah, because
that. I can draw kaijus and monster. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's just a different style that lets you show off a little more, I think, which is kind of
well,
cool.
and it was fun drawing zombies, and again, Young and the Dead was an homage to Goonies, which I love and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, so I definitely had a passion for doing that. But I love drawing robots, and there's no robots in that world. And I love drawing like giant monsters.
Yeah.
And other than zombies, there's none of that. And also, it kind of takes place in suburban style neighborhoods, so there's not really anything super interesting. Whereas this takes place in this kind of devastated, metropolitan city and everything.
Yeah.
So it's just going to be tons of cool stuff to draw. So anyway, but I'm gonna.
Those are like my top three things that I like. If somebody was just like, we had like a drink and draw or something, and you just had to sketch something, my top three things would be like a zombie, mech, or a kaiju.
Well,
It's like that. It's just like super fun to do
Yeah,
all three of those.
anyone that's been watching, my channel for a long time, I used to say I do robots, aliens, zombies, and other imminent threats to humanity.
Yeah.
So now, finally, with this one, I get to actually do all of those in comic book form. So.
The robots. The
The
robots.
Yeah. So I'm like I said, I transferred, I printed that out, I spliced it all together. This is in reverse. You can kind of see. And now what I'm going to do...
You flipped it and reversed it?
Yeah. So this is the page. It's
okay.
It's pretty much the same size. The artwork will be the same size as the artwork you did, but I had to calculate what I could fit on a plane without charging, because I got to bring this with me to California.
Yeah.
So the actual artwork and the way it's framed, the way I framed it is the same size. So it'll be the same size as your artwork.
Oh, cool.
So now I'm just gonna.
Are you going to
pencil this out
for like what you're going to bring on the plane? Are you going to roll it to bring it, or
I'm gonna get a piece of masonite that's this size.
Oh yeah, and just make a little.
I'm just gonna Velcro it to my luggage and make sure that it's still the same dimensions.
Nice.
And so that's my plan anyway. So.
Have you ever seen those like videos of this is like notorious for Paul was saying smack it up, flip it, rub it down.
I like Dylan's idea of a complimentary hip hop playlist. Yeah, I really like to have I wish I could I mean, it's just the rights issues and stuff. I mean, I could do the playlist. Well, you can
make a playlist on Spotify.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to pay for rights for.
Finally join Spotify in order to do that. But I'd like to actually have music play in the background of when the videos, like some hip hop stuff. But I'll probably just have to look for some basic hip hop beats that are copyright free or royalty, whatever they call it, that I could play.
Yeah.
While I'm doing my live streams and stuff. But
you aren't going to do
that's a cool idea
early 90s commercial style raps themed around your comic where it's
blockers?
My name is Scott and I'm here to say it's
No, I have been writing lyrics and stuff, so I may, if I might have to recruit some of my friends and stuff that know how to actually create music to do the beats and stuff. But
nice. You should talk to Marsh.
Yeah, I thought about Marsh. I don't know if he's still doing that. I think he does, but and then I don't know. I've done a few voices for Jim Lujan cartoons. I know he could maybe help me out do some music. I don't know. We'll see.
You could have you need to have a this would be the ultimate crossover if you had a Brevian mech. It's like it's like the flag of Brevia.
Anyone that's seen Superman, and this may be from the comics too, but there's a country there called it's not Brevia, but it's something like that. It's very similar. And all I could think of when I'm watching this movie is dollar money, dollar money.
I just like his hip hop because it's like he'll just kind of randomly be like blah 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 mother. He just every other word is like a legible word, and the rest is just like Brevian. You know, that's the best. Anyhow, so I think Jim could help you rock some beats for sure. Yeah, that could be a big collab because Corey could help you rock some animations for that is a property that will be easy to mix with different projects.
Well, I definitely want to take this since I also had the digital version. And it's on different layers. I want to take that and break it up and do kind of like a real quick intro, like just simple animation where you pull back the background and pull up the foreground and stuff like that. And, something like that.
Dylan says Spotify has a QR code type thing that you can print out on paper and scan it. It'll take you to the playlist.
Oh, that's cool.
I need to do that for my albums. Like, that would actually be a pretty smart idea. Just build people a playlist or something. ASMR rap. ASMR rap.
Service, but it's...
I love Paul's idea here, ASMR rap, where it's just like, it doesn't play the actual scratch of the record like through the record player. You just hear like a mic up close to it, just going like. Well, that's exciting, Scott. I'm excited about that. You should do all the pages that big, dude.
I don't know, man.
Because you can get 19 by 24 in packs. It's like 24 sheets a pack or something.
Oh, really? And I had to buy 20. Yeah. Oh, that's what. Well, yeah, I've got a whole pack of it. I bought a whole pack for this.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think
that'd be cool. What you could get away with.
I'd have to. Yeah. I think I still want to save time by doing the pencils digitally.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I could do it like this, but I don't know, it just take way longer. I mean, just the fact that I'm going to be traditionally inking it when I said, I told myself, oh, next project's going to be all digitally inked. But, I want to be able to, because, I think, hopefully now you can kind of see what I'm saying, that I think people will dig this, and I could probably sell the originals more than I could Young and the Dead. And then, like I said, I'm also going to be doing some kind of fan art stuff with some mechs based on popular hip hop groups and stuff, just fan art stuff that I'll do original artwork for. Those I might do this size. But
that is.
I think collectors. I don't know. I mean, it seems collector-wise, most people, I would think they'd want 11 by 17.
Yeah, I think working in a more frameable size might be more realistic. The one reason I liked working that big is just that it's easier to kind of get details and do really smooth lines.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to find that because I'm going to do all this hand lettering by myself. I was looking at I've got some, they're 11 by 17, but they're Art Adams prints, black and white, some covers that he did. Like he took he would do remix of covers that he did back in the day, like the classic X-Men or something, or like Star Wars, and then he would redo it but kind of modernize it in a more current style. Because Art Adams is one of those artists where his stuff just gets better and better, while I think other people, as they get established, they kind of find an easier style. Yeah, So,
which, in the case of Magnola, I think is an upgrade, but in the case of some artists, it's not.
True. True. For sure. But I'm looking at it, and the lettering looks really great. But if you look close enough, you could see it's hand lettered all the way down to all this stuff.
Dude,
so and
my buddy was at,
and I wanted to match what you did. I was looking at yours too. So
my buddy was at in Portugal, right?
Uh-huh.
And just by happenstance ended up at a Chris Ware exhibit.
Oh yeah, I heard that. I think I'm caught up on all.
So he sent me pictures and stuff. Chris Ware's pages are crazy. They're 24 by 40. They're huge. And when you see those pages, Chris Ware pages in person in particular, it's crazy because it's like you can get up close to it. Like you could blow it up like the size of a billboard and it almost looks mechanical.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's these little giveaways, like every end of a straight line has like 2 little lines.
Yeah.
Because he uses a ruling pen, which I've never figured out how to use. A ruling pen.
Yeah.
Have you ever, like, I tried a ruling pen once.
I to be honest, I don't even know if I'm 100% sure what a ruling pen is.
So it's a drafting tool, right? And it basically has a little screw on the side, and you kind of screw it open, and then the thicker you screw it open, the thicker your line will be.
Oh, okay.
So it's like being able to thicken the tine or whatever that's called on the.
You don't need. It's like it's instead of one set of rapidograph pins.
Yeah,
you only need one.
It's just if you're doing it old school and dipping because you're crazy and your name is Chris Ware. But yeah, like so he'll use like ruling pens to do his rulered lines that are like straight but they're thicker than what he could do with like a quill. And it's like it's crazy because it's like so mechanical. Like it's like this perfectly straight, thick line, and then you'll just see these 2 little, like where he pulled up. You know, you see these 2 little tine marks. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
Sorry, I'm just gonna ramble about Chris Ware, and you know, people won't be surprised by that at all. How you been, man?
Good. Yeah, I've just been super deep into doing this illustration, you know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's beautiful, man. And I think it's cool because it's like I can tell you're having fun with it. You know?
Yeah. And you know, that's kind of the whole idea that I told myself after I finished Young and the Dead, I'm like, okay, I'm going to step away from comics for a bit, and then this kind of idea somewhere along the line started to materialize.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh no, and then it just more ideas keep coming. I'm like, oh, I got to do this thing and I got to do it. I just got to do it now. I just have to figure out a way to make sure I can figure out a way so I can, you know, maybe earn some money off of it while I'm doing it because it's going to take a lot of my time. So.
Yeah, it's that's a tough thing. By the way, for those of you who might be curious to know how badly the Dodgers are getting smoked right now, it's the top of the 3rd, and the Brewers are at 3, and the Dodgers are at 0. Just letting you know. Scott's just like, I could care less.
Yeah, I mean, I played Little League for like 6 years when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So I mean, I was never any good.
Yeah.
But
neither was I at any games.
And I would go see a baseball game like live, but I'm not going to take the time to watch them on TV. So.
Yeah. I don't really watch a lot of them on TV. I just kind of keep the games, like I'll listen to the radio, you know, because they're also, it's just like one of the sports that's like the most expensive to like subscribe to watch.
Yeah,
and I'm like, it's just not worth like $100 and something a month for me to keep track. But it's way more fun live. But I'm enjoying it, and I've been enjoying. I think in my little Paul was like, "Suck it, Dodgers." Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure you want to see the Dodgers go down. Everybody wants the Dodgers to fail because they're like the best team in baseball right now. But not right now. Like the last 2 games, they've been playing not very well. So
I assume this is mostly, from what little I know about sports.
Yeah.
The reason why, not always, but sometimes like New York teams and LA teams.
Yeah, it's money.
Well, it's because it's money that they can.
Yeah, but I mean, as an LA County resident, I take pride in that. You know. But I will say the one thing that made me happy was like the Cubs are doing remarkably well. And since my dad like grew up in Chicago, I always have like a soft spot for any Chicago team doing okay. But yeah, I feel like everybody in sports likes everybody except the Yankees. Like the Yankees are like the most hated team because they've won so many. It's like it's just like it goes so anti-underdog to go Yankees. Like I can see where the Dodgers are kind of becoming that too, but
yeah. Hey, I'll be right back. I got to go find some circle templates and some curves.
Some Circ templates?
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not used to doing traditional stuff like this, so I wasn't prepared. I'll be right
It's
back.
okay. It's okay. What I am working on, my dogs are freaking out, looking out the window. It's about that time of day. Okay, of any kind. Here we go. That was cool to see Scott's sneak peek. What do we got? Oh, Paul was saying go Tigers. Of course you'd go pro Detroit. Detroit's pretty good. Pretty cool. Let's see. How are the Tigers doing? Let me see. Let me double check how Detroit's doing for you. Trying to see. Oh, Detroit's killing it, dude. Wow. Okay, Detroit's like currently at like for AL Central, they're doing really good. That's very cool. Well, congrats. Are they the top of the AL right now? No, the Cubs. The Cubs are. Okay, so it's kind of neck and neck. Wow, that's crazy. I didn't look. I've been so focused on the NL West because that's what I'm kind of concerned about right now. But yeah, Detroit's killing it, man. I think they're projected to win. I think something like that. Most people projecting they were like, if it weren't for Ohtani, like that's the thing about the Dodgers that's really interesting is the Ohtani thing. Kind of is it takes it. I don't know. I mean,
it's too big. This is the biggest circle template I have, and it's not big enough.
oh, dude, there's a circle
might have a
template
compass,
I have
or-
that's like it does half circles.
I've
They're
got
huge.
one. I don't know where it is, but
That might be your go-to.
yeah, let me go look and see. I couldn't find any of my curves either, so except for this little one. Oh,
Yeah, Paul was saying they've slumped the last few games. Yeah, so
Hold on.
well, apparently so have the Dodgers. My goodness, but the only thing that's fun about well, there's a lot of things that are fun about the Dodgers right now, but to me, the funnest part of the Dodgers is they're like the comeback kings in the sense of like almost every game this season, like a lot of their wins have come like in the like 8th inning or the 9th inning. So it makes for really tense games for Dodger fans because like we don't have a lot of sweeps. I mean I was lucky enough to go see LA play the Yankees in in a game where they beat them like 18-2 or something ridiculous like that. Which was really cool, but rarely is that happening this season. A lot of it's just been like just pulling off miracles like the last 2 innings. So I've been enjoying that. Anyhow, I don't want to kill my artsy base here and just talk baseball because it's not a baseball show. But it's been fun as a person who's freshly gotten into baseball. I am very proud of the Dodgers. I think we have a good shot at hitting the World Series again. But yeah, I'm with you, Paul. Like any way it goes out, I don't want to see the Yankees there. Like New York gets enough. They have all the cool stuff. Which is funny because I'm like the opposite with hip hop. I don't get very territorial. Same with punk rock. Like so, most people from LA County are very specifically into like LA hardcore. Like the Germs, that kind of stuff. That's less of my flavor of punk. Like my flavor of punk is more DC, New York. Like that's all my favorite punk is all from there. Well, not all of it, but most of it. And then similarly, like hip hop, I resonate more with like New York style hip hop. Yeah, I like it's funny even in the era of like Tupac and stuff. I wasn't like super like again. I take pride in LA and stuff, but I just never was like a big Tupac guy. I always liked the kind of stuff coming out of New York more around that era. Is that weird, Scott? What's your favorite kind of hip hop? Do you like West or East more? I always resonate more with East.
Yeah, East, definitely.
Yeah.
And not that there's not good hip hop from West Coast or other places in general, but like this whole comic centers around the birth of hip hop. So obviously that's all going to be
like Brooklyn and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
The
But it's funny, I'm not very anti-New York in anything except when it comes to like sports, and then I just want New York to lose everything. Anyhow, I don't know. I guess Arizona's had years where they were pretty killer though, with like certain teams, right?
I think they had one where they went to the playoffs, and like I think well, maybe they did win. Maybe they did win the series. I don't remember.
Wasn't it like
I remember.
Yeah.
I remember that was a while back, but
the one thing that I envy though is like, okay, here's the thing: if I want to go to an Angels game, right? I could pay probably like $50 and get like tickets for my son, my wife, and myself. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? If you want to go to a Dodger game, you're going to be dropping that at minimum per chair, you know? And it's like, just because the Dodgers win so many games, like, whereas the Angels, like, they have such a bad track record that you can get tickets for like next to nothing, you know? Anyhow, I don't know. That was one of the movies that I watched recently was Moneyball, because I got kind of more interested. I hadn't seen Moneyball. It's a pretty good movie.
I think I've seen that.
It's all about
movies and then I forget about them.
Yeah, it's like the coach, or not the coach, like the guy who kind of like, I don't know. He's like, I don't know what his position. See, I'm so new to the sports thing. I don't really know what his position was. I think he's like the team. He's not the coach, but he's like the guy in charge of like recruiting and hiring and firing. So the manager, I guess.
Yeah.
Of the Oakland A's gets frustrated because his team, like, because of really great coaching and stuff, makes it to the World Series, but they inevitably lose, and then they lose all their star players the next season because like they're just scooped up by all the big teams like the Yankees and stuff. So they just poach all their good players, and then they have to start from zero. And they start realizing, like, anyhow, the whole thing's about like them trying a different way, a different approach that's like more statistics based.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of a good movie in the sense of it's like showing like somebody trying to kind of change it where, you know, I do think sports would be more interesting if they limited people per region. Like if teams couldn't trade unless somebody lived, I guess they'd find a workaround anyway with that. But it feels like back in the day, weren't teams more actually people who were born and raised in the areas they're playing for?
I don't know. It seems like that makes sense, but I don't know.
I don't know. Should have like a presidential requirement on it. The dogs are like on the couch like a mountain, like just barking at neighbors and stuff. Paul said, true story, I was working as a DJ in a club in Flint in the early 90s. A rapper came by with a song on cassette. He wanted me to play it. His name was Biggie Smalls. He was about 5 feet tall. Wow. That's crazy, Paul. Paul was hanging out with Biggie Smalls. Did you know this, Scott? Did you know that?
I did not.
Paul Pate has a connection to the deep roots of hip-hop history?
I did not know that.
Paul, you didn't go to any of his parties, did you? I hope not.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess he avoided that whole thing just the fact that he died.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, yeah. You know, it's funny. I've been like, I love The Sandman a lot. And I've been enjoying the Netflix version of it.
Yeah, I got to catch up on that. I know there's a new season. We started watching the first season and watched like half of it, and then whatever happened, we stopped and never went back to it.
It's really fun. Like, it's funny seeing it at my age. I'm sure you'll find it kind of, maybe you found it similar, but it's like, I still resonate with it, but it's like so goth. Like emo, and
yeah,
it's like, it's a lot of like, you know, like a lot of standing around sad. You know, And I love it. It's very like dark and fun, and I loved the series, the comics. Like I still think they're some of the best graphic novels ever done. But still, I feel like it does hit a tone that brings me back to like junior high, you know, era emotions, or early high school, junior high, early 20s maybe, you know.
Yeah.
But it's a fun show. It's really cool. I love the look of it and stuff and the feel of it.
When you do this stuff, you don't you don't rule out these letters, do you?
Um, uh, so what I'll do when I do traditional lettering is I have a rolling ruler,
Yeah, I've
like
got
the
yeah
architect's ruler,
yeah I've
and
got
I
one
will
of those.
go from right to left because and I'll do all my parallel lines
So
going
you
up
will
top
actually
to,
do okay.
and then I'll like after that's dried, I'll kind of hit it the other way, like at like a 90-degree angle from that, and go from top to bottom, doing all of the parallel lines, the straight lines, and then I freehand the rest.
I'm
But
thinking this is so big.
with smaller lettering, like traditional comic lettering and stuff, I won't rule that out. But anything that's supposed to be straight,
Okay.
depending on this comic, I'm not doing that because it's all like
Right.
wobbly. Which I'm glad I made that decision early on because I was like, I was when I was coming up with the style for this book, um, I just thought it would be fun to do one where the lines aren't straight, you know?
Yeah.
Because I feel like
Yeah.
that's a decision you really kind of have to make early on, where it's like you're either going to have like really smooth and straight lines, or you're going to have like free-handed lines. But if you opt for free-handed lines, in my opinion, that can be that can be really bad if say like you freehand everything and then suddenly there's one straight line.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense, but
Yeah, I was kind of playing around when I was drawing the mech. I started because Clip Studio has some really cool rulers where you just put, you put a dot here and then you put another dot and it kind of just automatically makes a straight line.
yeah,
So at first I started ruling out the outline of the mech, and then I'm like, nah, this needs to have more of a curve to it. It needs to be a little rougher, you
yeah.
know, because I want sort of a graffiti style to it.
Yeah, I'm thankful that for this book I didn't do straight lines. For two stories, I did rule out lines, and then that just kind of binds you for the rest of the book. Where, if you have a straight line on a building, you can't freehand it. Like,
Yeah.
um,
I think
yeah.
since these letters are so, I just can't see
With
freehanding
those
these little
main
things.
letters,
I
dude,
mean,
there's no way I would use a ruler on that like
yeah,
giant lettering.
yeah, yeah,
But
and I
with
think
like
that
the title at the top, that's like probably the ones that I'd use
this
like
one
a
here,
parallel ruler. Yeah,
okay.
just for
Well, maybe
every
I'll pencil
straight
it, and then
line.
maybe when I go to ink, I'll use the ruler for it.
Yeah, that's what I. Oh, when I pencil, hell no. Yeah,
Okay, so
no,
you
just
probably
when
do
you.
what I'm doing here.
Yeah. And then
Okay,
yeah, yeah,
okay, cool.
yeah. That's
And
wild.
but so do you light box your letters and then just redraw them, or do you do everything like do you design the font like itself and all that?
So I will do most of my custom font stuff. Most of it's done in Illustrator. So any
Right. Okay.
customization I'll try to do in Illustrator, and then I do a little bit of customization sometimes, but most of the time it's like no, it's just all done digitally first, and then I'll lightbox it. Yeah. So I,
Okay.
I cheat my hand lettering,
Yeah.
which I've been pretty open about. Like,
Oh,
I
I
feel
don't
like
think that's
the key
cheating at
thing is the
all.
look.
Most people are who hand letters anymore. Just the fact that you're doing that. I mean, that's amazing. I
Yeah,
think.
and I think that's a huge. I do think like even on this book I'm doing it, and I do think it makes a huge like cohesion of the pages.
Hmm.
And I remember I picked that up from I used to go to this cartoonist Jesse Recklaw in Portland. He'd have these like cartoonist meetups with like some of the Fantagraphics people and stuff.
Uh huh.
And he did a comic called Slow Wave back in the day that was like, it was really cool. It was like interpreting people's dreams. So he had like a website where people could submit their dreams,
Oh,
and
that's
then he
cool.
would do like a 4-panel comic like based on their dream, like as a script. It was really cool. But anyhow, he put out a graphic novel called Slow Wave, and then I think he did another book after. But at the time I met him and was hanging out with him, he was working on Slow Wave, and yeah, like so he was doing that once where he had like used a font and then was lightboxing the lettering over it, and I was like, why do you do that? And he showed me both versions, like the version that was his hand inked stuff with like a digital font,
Yeah.
and then the one that was hand inked with him just tracing the font. And it was like, oh, he pointed out, like, doesn't this look more unified? And I was like, yeah, it totally does.
Like in
It
Two
looks-
Stories, you look at that and it's so clean, but
Yeah.
but you can tell that it's like hand lettered, and it just adds so much. I probably
Yeah,
won't
and it
actually
just
hand
vibes
letter
better.
the interior, but I probably won't go that far with this. But for something like this large thing,
I think
want
you
the
should.
whole thing to be. Yeah, I know you do.
But yeah, it takes forever. Oh, Dodgers are back. Okay, we're kind of back in the game, so that we're at 4-3 in the bottom of the third. So, yeah, we're getting there. I mean, 4, by the way, is the Brewers. I'm just letting Paul know because he wants us to lose.
Yeah. Well, back to comics. So I was, now I forgot my train of thought. Oh, the one thing I am going to do though is all the sound effects, all the onomatopoeia is going to be. That's all going to be hand done. I'm not.
I think that's great.
If I'm not planning on using any fonts for that. And if I do, they'll be like, I might take fonts and manipulate them and then hand draw over it, but at the most.
So Scott, one thing I've wondered about is like, so you already have like a store section set up on your site, right?
Yeah.
So if you wanted to add like original pages to that, you could do that, right?
Oh yeah.
So
And
if as you were going, you like auction original pages, would that be something you'd want to do, or would you?
But
Yeah.
I would wait until I build up like kind of a rabid. If I get a bunch of people saying I don't want to, like for some this is going on my wall for inspiration. But I'll be doing other pieces, but I'll probably hold on to it, unless somebody's just like, oh, I gotta have that, and I'm willing to pay this much.
Yeah.
But I want to build up anticipation for the comic, and I want to, and then hopefully if it's successful, that this one I might actually even look for, like, maybe submit it to Image or something like that to see. But definitely I'm hoping to build a bigger Kickstarter than I have before, and just build up a fan base through the videos and everything. See what happens, but just to the point where they're a little more valuable, so I can sell it for more.
Yeah, that's always my worry. Is like I'd love to sell original pages from Two Stories, but the thing is, like, I'm such a collector mentality kind of guy that I'd feel bad if like I could only sell one, and then I'm stuck with like the whole graphic novel minus one. Like, and then the other fear is that like no one buys any pages, and then it's like it's like that fear of the Kickstarter getting 0, which at the end of the day, maybe it's something I should do, because I do have that fear, and I do feel like there's something healthy with like, so what, like, who cares? But still, because I wouldn't want to part with like original Two Stories pages for less than like a couple $100,
Oh yeah, I don't even know if I'd sell these pages for that. I mean, Young and the Dead I would probably, but like, because I mean when I do sketch covers, I charge $150 for those, and those are quicker sketches. So
Yeah, that's the thing, and it's like it's weird because it's like I don't know. I know the market's weird with comic pages. You know, like if you want an original Chris Ware page, you're gonna pay like 10 grand. You know, but it's like, well, I don't
Yeah,
even think they're 10 now. I think they're like 50.
I would think so. Yeah.
But um, but I think for the average like working cartoonist, like most of the time, their pages are going for like a couple hundred, which
Yeah,
is
I
kind of
guess. Yeah.
sad.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. I mean,
Yeah, I don't know. I got to
it's
figure it out.
it's weird because it's kind of like it's the same thing with like page rates. Like when you work when you do comics, for big companies that aren't in the comic industry, and you can charge way more than the average Marvel or DC pay rate. It's kind of hard to justify me ever wanting to do anything for like a Marvel or DC. Not that they're breaking down my door, because
Yeah.
you know,
No,
but
I'm the same way where it wasn't for Marvel or DC, but I had to turn down a couple of page rate books that were like, pretty good for the industry, but just where it was like, why would I kill my life for like work for hire stuff that like I'm not even going to own a piece of in the end? Like, I don't know. Yeah, I think you got to be real selective about that kind of stuff. And I'm sure, like, now, I don't know how I'd respond if that was, like, a property that I, like, really loved as a kid or something. But I in a weird way, I'd hope I would say no.
yeah.
I feel like a year and a half later, I'd be like, oh, what did I get myself into,
Yeah, I'm trying to do all the boring stuff now. Just the lettering. I'm looking forward to getting to actually penciling out the. It's weird because by the time I'm done with this, I will have drawn this image like 4 times. Once
Yeah.
digitally penciled, once digital inks, once physically penciled, and then once physical inks.
Yeah, I think as you get more comfortable with it, too, maybe you can kind of work it with more just, like, pencil and then ink,
Yeah, yeah,
Um, because
yeah.
that is a
I
lot of
think
stages.
the composition is. I just composition wise, that's the place where I can really speed up things doing digital.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah, so like maybe it's like in that case maybe you do digital pencils and then
well, that's what I'm planning on doing, but I don't want to have to redraw it twice like I'm doing here because I again I'm kind of trying to do what you did, so they kind of look like a companion piece.
yeah.
And I don't know what you do, but I looked at yours and I don't even see any pencil lines at all. It looks,
Yeah.
all I see is ink, and
Well, that's cuz
I also just don't see any whiteout at all on your thing. I'm like, what the
yeah.
heck? Do you not
So
make
that's
mistakes?
cuz that one was digitally penciled
Okay.
and then lightbox from the digital pencils to the
Okay.
final
Okay.
page.
Got it.
That makes
Yeah, I
sense?
could have done that, but I wouldn't. I don't. I mean, what kind of light box? I mean, all I have right now. I mean, I've got a light table that's big enough for this whole sheet, but
It was like that.
you
Yeah.
use something like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably a little bit
But
bigger.
I don't want to have to bring all this stuff with me to
No.
California.
No, you
So-
shouldn't have to. Yeah.
so-
But I was just saying for the future, if you want to work that way, the best way to do it, I would say, is probably basically pencil and ink
Yeah.
all in one go, so you're not
Yeah.
remaking it,
Yeah.
Paul said, gotta hang up now. Good night, kids. Had fun hanging
Later,
out.
Paul. But even with lightboxing that, the fact that you didn't mess up on the inks or not to my, not anything that I could see that you had to go and
Yeah.
put a little white on it is pretty impressive.
Well, I think it's also because, like, I've just been doing that for a long... Like, I've been
Yeah.
doing traditional inks in that style for, like, a long time. And now I might actually really botch that and have to white out a lot more because I've been working digitally for, like, a year or so.
Yeah, and not that I mind that. I mean, I
Yeah.
like seeing original artwork where you can see the corrections and stuff like that.
Yeah, I do too. But I think it's just because I like at that point was just at a point where I can knock that stuff out pretty like cleanly.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I knew it was a gift, so I just went a little
Yeah.
slower,
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of my two stories pages look like that too in person, where there's not a lot of whiteout. I try to just get it right the first time.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
a lot of that's just from like, yeah, but that one's unusually clean because most of my two stories pages you will see like pencil erased out from under it, whereas that one I
Yeah.
just did the pencils digitally, you know. Yeah. But yeah, it's fun to work. Working big makes a difference too, you know.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there'd be no way that I get like, especially this lettering.
Yeah,
I mean, if I was working small, it just wouldn't look right.
yeah. So I think like for me, I don't know. I find it easier to I don't know if it makes sense. It just feels a little easier for me to do. I don't know why I made her head big here because she's not actually in the foreground. I was gonna do a side shot and then I wasn't paying attention. Scott, what is wrong with my brain today?
Well, the fact that you can draw and talk, I mean, at the same time as good as well as you do, I got to practice that because I want to be doing. Once I start doing this stuff, I want to do
Yeah.
a lot of live streams.
Well, I try to. It might help that I just talk too much in general. Like you might have noticed this, Scott, but I tend to talk way too much. So like
Yeah,
I'm one of those people. Even at our like art retreat, I probably would have more trouble just like sitting in silence with people. Uh, which is maybe like a character flaw. I don't know, because I just don't tend to like sit in silence. I
yeah,
gab a lot. But also when I used to work, in art classes and stuff, I was the same way, where I just never have been like the silent to work type. Except when writing. When writing, I can't. Like, to me, that really impresses me that, like, Keith can, like, write in that environment because I
yeah,
can't.
yeah.
I don't think I'd be able to write anything in that
I mean,
environment.
I can like, I would be able to like jot. I'll probably be jotting down ideas and
Jot
things,
ideas, yes.
especially
Yeah.
when I'm talking to you guys and if I'm bouncing ideas back and forth between you
Yeah.
guys, getting feedback. Right now, I got a file on my phone with all kinds of notes and things and ideas for this comic, and then I've got another one with just anytime I think of like lyrics, I'll put them in that. And then, like I said, eventually I'd like to be able to, put together an actual album to go with along with it.
Yeah, that would be really cool. Well,
And I'm
I'll
thinking,
definitely be more than happy to help with that too.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
I mean, I've got enough. I've got enough, friends that do music that hopefully I can put. I mean,
I
I
feel like
could.
Keith could do some pretty mad
Oh
rhymes
yeah,
for
yeah,
that
yeah. Well,
too.
yeah, Keith, and yeah. I mean, I know plenty of people. So, um,
You got to put
but
together like a little Wu Tang Clan where it's like all the different sounds.
yeah.
Get like a little bit of a J5 vibe or something. Did you ever like J5 Jurassic 5?
Oh yeah, I love Jurassic 5.
Yeah. Well, who's the deep voiced guy? That's
Oh, that's Charlie Tuna.
yeah. He's easily my favorite part of that.
Yeah, yeah, he's
Because
great.
that tone is like
I liked
unbelievable.
them because they kind of went back to the old school
Oh, you're
when
saying
everyone.
battery exhausted on your
Oh,
picture.
okay, that's cool. I'll just flip over my screen and I'll change my battery out. That's the problem when I do these live streams is that I don't have a battery that's long enough to like last the whole time. But I've got like four batteries here. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, thanks for letting me know.
Is that like a camera then?
Yeah, it's the same thing I shoot all my videos with,
Oh, that's cool.
but I've got the one that I'm on right now is it's basically the one I'm on right now that you see me is basically a like a camcorder,
Yeah.
and those things will just go. You can plug them in. The problem is a lot of these. This isn't a DSLR, but it's a good. This other camera is a good camera,
Yeah,
but
I should invest in better cameras
if I
at
can't get
some point.
it's almost impossible to get the battery out because it's all rigged up. Used to have tweezers, and I'm like, oh, I can take a piece of tape and stick it to it, which is what I'm trying to do now to pull it out, but it's not grabbing it. There we go. Okay. Oops.
Well, I'm excited. So, are you thinking about? So, you're thinking you'll mostly do this digitally then for the interiors, or you're still kind of
Oh
figuring that
no,
all out?
well, no, the inks will all be traditional, but I'll probably do the pencils digitally.
Oh, yeah. I
So
think that's a
I'll
good way
print
to
them
go.
out blue line probably,
Yeah.
and so that's kind of what I
So,
figure I'll
dude.
do.
Okay. Here's my pitch
Mhm.
for the hand lettering. Okay. Um, my pitch for the hand lettering is you will save yourself more time because you're pre-thinking the lettering
Uh-huh.
and the word balloons and everything. And so in a weird way it saves you a lot of time because you're not drawing excess stuff that you don't have to use. And it'll make your compositions better because you're not having to crunch in and cluster type in there.
Yeah, I
So
would have to get better at hand lettering because even if I'm tracing a digital font,
yeah,
I mean, I've done that with other things before, with other projects before, like the one I did for that anthology. I hand
yeah.
lettered over a font, and it didn't look that great. So just I'm just I don't trust my hand lettering enough. But who knows? We'll
I
see. I
think if you
mean,
do it a few times, because like it for me, it took me a while because it is kind of like if you think back to when you're a kid and you learn how to write, right? When you're a kid, like a lot of the times they'll have kids like draw over the dotted line, you know? Do you know what I mean? Oh, I think Scott's on mute. I don't know why he's muted. Can I unmute him? Oh, I think he's muted because he's going to be moving stuff. I don't know, Scott. Oh, there you are.
I don't know what happened. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Um, so you know how like kids in like kindergarten will draw like on the dotted line and stuff for type,
Yeah.
and then eventually they can like freehand it. I think hand lettering kind of works that way, at least for me, where it took me quite a few pages of doing this specific interior font, like a few times enough to start realizing like, oh, okay, when I do an E, I have to do like the top, the bottom line, have it go out, and then I have to do the center like as the third mark, like the second swipe. So I
Yeah.
learned the movement to make that letter. Um,
Okay.
or like I'm trying to think of one that's weird, like an A where you're doing like your curve first and then your slash, and it has to be at a certain angle. It's like you start learning the different letters and like ways to kind of draw them in a way that you wouldn't intuitively unless you were trying for that like all caps type. Um, so I do think you'd get better at it the more
Yeah.
you do it.
I mean,
And
I
I think it
definitely
would make your originals worth a lot more, like at least way cooler, because
well,
I
yeah.
do feel like that's pretty cool when you look at an original page and you
Oh, yeah.
literally see the text for the story, you know?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And it definitely it looks better. But yeah, I don't know, man. That's a lot of time. We'll see.
Well, that's
You
the
know.
thing is like you wouldn't want to jump into it unless it saved you time. I strangely realized that it saves me time to kind of work in the type at the early stages. Because otherwise I end up spending a lot of drawing time. Speaking of drawing time and stuff like that, we're at an hour. Do you want to kind of hang out? Should I just leave this while you're working?
No, go with your commercial, and then I'll maybe get a You know what? I think I'm gonna fix myself a drink.
Yeah, I was gonna refill some coffee. So
Okay.
if you guys are watching, let me see if let's see if that's there yet. YouTube. I'm gonna check something real quick because this is a thing I'm trying to do on these streams more is like the goals, because I always forget stuff like that and I have to remember. Oh, here. How do I get to that? Okay, here. Let me view on YouTube. I'm gonna have to mute, so you might hear some like weird slapback for a second. Okay, paused. Okay, and then here we go. Okay, so you guys, I'm going to make a new goal. Let's see. Let's make a goal, and it's going to be to try to get to 5 super chats. These can be like $1 and above, and I'm going to put the timer for the next hour. Let's see if we can get to it, guys. That would be cool. And then how will you celebrate? I'll just say Q&A session with chat. Okay. So I'm going to hit start goal. So if you guys want to support the channel, that's a good thing to do. And now what I'm going to also do is I'm going to put on, but if you guys are just watching too, that's cool. So what I'm going to do now is just put on that trailer. Scott, which one do you want to watch? Which
it depends how much time you need. If you need, I kind of noticed that you put on Frank's if you need a lot of time, but if you don't need a lot of time, I mean, I may.
Well, how much time do you need
before I am?
Oh, okay.
I might
for the drink, so let's just say
like
Frank's because that'll give us drink preparation time. Okay. So I'm going to put on Frank's Adventures at the Library. Thanks, Scott, for showing us that sneak peek. I'm excited about that. Thanks to everybody in the chats. We'll be right back, okay?
Our heroic adventurers fought orcs, monsters, sorcerers, necromancers. Now they find themselves in front of a mystical library. What shall they find? It's all in the roll of the dice. We've come this far. There's great power behind this door. I can feel it. We just have to get past it. This door is no match for my axe. I shall chop it down. You always want to use brute strength. Why don't you try knocking? We'll try it your way. You may enter. The library is open to all those who seek knowledge. Feel free to look through our tomes. Maybe you'll find the answers you seek. I sense great power here, and it's behind those shelves. Indeed, there are powerful items hidden behind these shelves, but you can only get there through the enchanted words. Do you have those words? I believe I do.
Tremble before the Cremble.
There is great power. Look at that glove. Must be so powerful. That is not where I sense this power. I must get closer. I found them. I found the sacred manuscripts written by Joshua Kemble. Behold, I now possess 2 stories and Jacob's apartment. Please tell us more about 2 stories and Jacob's apartment, and who is Joshua Kemble? Xeric Award-winning cartoonist Joshua Kemble is a freelance artist, graphic designer, and author. 2 Stories is a confessional graphic memoir that grapples with questions of faith, mental illness, depravity, and ultimately redemption in a fallen world. Jacob's Apartment is a coming-of-age graphic novel in the vein of Ghost Road and Fun Home. It weaves together the threads of spiritual faith, identity, purpose, love, and loss to create an engrossing world in which waking and sleeping dreams collide. You have made your choice. The passage is now closed. Wait, can I get that glove? No. Oh. All right, let's go.
All right, welcome back, guys. I think Scott is still prepping his beverage. I just got a refill of delicious coffee. And I'm clumsy. This is why I rarely wear white shirts, because I just spilled a bunch of coffee on my shirt. Corey was saying Josh is going to get offered Web of Spider-Man. That's the thing, man. If it was something I grew up loving, it might be hard, you know. But then again, it's I don't know if I'd be the right guy for that kind of thing. I do feel like there's a certain style that's the Marvel style, and I think that's still kind of the case. I think the way I work is just too different. Let's see here. One of the dogs is growling, so I'm gonna make sure our dog that I am babysitting is getting along with our dogs. I'll be right back.
All right, I guess it's just me. I'm gonna switch over to my overhead camera here. So who's still in the chat? How many people we got watching? Where's Jim Lujan? He was the one that instigated this whole thing, saying that he wanted us to live stream tonight.
Well, that just defeated its purpose because I basically one of the dogs was growling at the other, the one that I'm babysitting, and then it was like apparently they both wanted on the couch, and my dog Georgie was being kind of territorial, so I just put the pug that we're babysitting on the couch. They're chill, everything's good, and then I came back to sit here, and then they just both followed me. And I'm like, well, what was the point of that? Anyhow. Do you dog sit at all, Scott, when relatives are out of town or anything?
We've got 3 dogs, so and then we have another dog Jen's ex-roommate has a dog, and like we usually bring our 3 over there when we go over to hang out with them. And then vice versa, she'll bring her dog over here, or if one of us is out of town, we usually, dog sit for them, vice versa.
Yeah, it's pretty cute. I want to show her off because she's pretty hilarious. I have Bernie here, who's like right down here. Oh, there she is. You see that pug?
Yeah.
And then that's my
cute
dog Bernie, but she's really chubby and funny. All right. I don't know, Scott. I think I'm pretty pumped about the direction you're going to go, though. Isn't it funny, though? Like, it's like I always daydream about quitting comics for a little bit, just for like a month or something, Like right now, I keep thinking, like, when I'm done with this, I'll just take a break for like a couple months. And I'm like, no, I'll probably just head straight into the next one.
Yeah, I'm sure.
They're too fun.
Well, are you excited once you get this done, to get back to doing traditional?
Oh, yeah. I can't wait to get my hands dirty again. Is there something about, like, when you finish a page, having just, like, ink all over your hands? And, like, I'll always end up looking like, I don't know, like, like 80s war movies where they put, like, paint on their faces?
Yeah.
For war, it's like I'll look like I have war paint on when I'm done inking. Do you end up getting ink all over? I always do. I always end up with like, especially on my nose or my forehead.
It's usually these 2 fingers right here where I hold the brush. If I get too much ink on it and my hand will slide down there, I usually get that.
Yeah.
But other than that, not.
It doesn't end up on your face.
On my face? No, I don't think so. I mean,
I always end up with it on my nose here, or like up here, like, or sometimes like, I don't know.
I know some artists that actually use their hands to like smudge and stuff while they're working. I don't know. I don't know if I could do that.
Yeah, see, I could see myself doing that accidentally.
Right. I like the effect, but then you've got ink on your hands, and how do you stop from accidentally doing it? But I don't know.
Yeah, and I always end up with a little bit of ink here, but I have to just wash my hands constantly when I'm inking. I do wonder about that. Do you wear that inking glove when you're inking too?
I typically do. I was even going to put it on now because, and I don't know if it's an inking glove, and I don't know how much it helps. Like right now, there's no humidity. It's usually if it seems like it's a little humid, I'll usually wear it because I don't want the moisture on my hand to do anything.
Yeah, and then there's that oil and water thing too, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But
a lot of people don't think about that. Like your hand has oils on it.
Yeah,
and
true.
If you're rubbing oil all over a page and then you're using a water-based ink, it's like water and oil.
And when I used to ink traditionally with blue line, it's got a waxiness to it.
I can't stand inking over blue line.
I've got these are but I've got the blue ones. I used to do everything blue line. But
I think
don't
it
know.
might have been because when I did that, I'd use those like color erase.
Yeah, I
because
use
that's what we
color-
were told at least a long time ago to use those, and then it just ink would never lay over it well.
Yeah, I use the color erase for when I do sketch covers, but I've never really, I've never really liked using traditional graphite pencils. But I'm using it for this because I want it to be clear enough, and I want to be able to erase it. You know, so
Yeah.
I mean, when I was a kid, I used them, but ever since I discovered non photo glue inks, that's how I've always used those.
Yeah.
But
I,
now,
I still use non-photo, like I'll still use cyan when I'm and magenta for some reason whenever I'm doing like underlines that I want to kind of draw over.
yeah,
Strange.
when
It's just like an
like
old habit.
when I do sketch covers, like I'll use like red or I'll use like green, depending like if there's kind of a theme to it. When I do the zombie stuff, I usually use green
Okay.
because I think it kind of looks cool, and I don't.
Yeah.
I might erase a little bit, but I don't usually erase too much of it just because I think it looks kind of cool. But but I don't usually do that for comic pages.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know. It's going to be a lot of fun to get back to two stories though, cuz it's like it took me a while to kind of get the hang of this style, you know? It
Yeah,
might take me a few just to get back in the flow of the two stories thing, you know?
yeah,
But I feel like that's more autopilot in a weird way because, I've worked digitally on art for a long time, but this specific style is really new, you know?
yeah,
So returning to something that I know I can kind of almost like, like that style is just like very close to what I did commercially for years. So it's not super hard to do quickly, you know? Plus the traditional nature of it. Um, plus I have a document cam that I can use when I do that, and I think that'll be a lot better for streaming too.
When you work traditionally, do you tape your boards down?
Sorry, what?
When you work traditionally, do you tape your boards down?
I can't hear you. Sound underwater.
Oh, sorry. Am I okay now?
Yeah.
When you work traditionally, do you tape your boards down?
Oh, tape them down. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
always
don't
tape
because
to reference.
I always do because I like to rotate mine around, and
Yeah.
but I work flat. I mean, if I was working at an angle, then obviously that you can't really do that. But I mean,
Oh no, I
traditionally, if I'm
never
working,
tape them to the to the page to the
oh
table
yeah,
though.
but you're just
Yeah.
talking about you're taping your sketch to the.
Yeah.
Is that okay? Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I would
Okay.
never tape it flat because you just need to. It would be the slowest way to ink.
Yeah.
And I remember that was actually a learning process for me because when I was a kid, I do remember kind of struggling to get corners and stuff. And then I remember an artist showing me, "Oh, you can just move the page," and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that's
Yeah. Especially when I've got a light box that's only like a quarter of the size of the actual piece,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
which I mean, I don't even use like I've got a big light table, but I don't usually like right now it's got a like a like a I don't know what you call those drawing mat, those cutting mats.
hmm
It's got a big cutting mat on it. Um but I don't know, that table's at an angle, and I don't, anytime I work, like when I work digitally, I work at an angle because my Satik's at an angle.
yeah,
But I like to work. I've always liked to work flat when I do traditional, and I think that might be why I haven't had issues with my hands because I go back and forth. I'm not always working at the same angle.
yeah. No, it's definitely good to do. The only issue I've had with my hand, like I'll get hand pain sometimes,
Yeah.
like if I'm drawing for too long, Um, but the hand that I have the most issues with has been my left,
Oh,
which is weird because
interesting.
I'm a right-handy, so I
Yeah.
draw with my right. I'll get some repetitive motion pain here, but I think a lot of it was from working in house doing Illustrator art, where you're just doing like shortcuts and
Yeah.
like just so many really quick shortcuts. I don't know, but it was like this this that I had to get the cortisone shots in and stuff, which is bizarre.
Yeah.
So
I've seen
which
you-
sucks for guitar because this is like the hand. If you're a right-handy, actually, it's weird, but it's like you need most dexterity in this for chords.
Yeah.
And if you lose your thumb, you can't hold a chord.
No.
So that was wild.
Yeah, I've never. I mean, I know the basic shortcuts, but I don't know like tons of them. And like I've seen, I don't know if you had, I don't know if on social media if they've been showing you that ad for that little thing that hooks up to your.
I never
think it-
understand that because it's the same as memorizing the shortcuts on your keyboard. Like I don't
Yeah.
know why that would be helpful because it's like I already know this game controller. Now you're telling me to learn
Yeah.
a new one, like
Right,
for the
right.
same shortcuts.
But I watched that thing, and it's. I mean, they show it in fast motion, but it's kind of like the guy's like,
Yeah,
already. I lost it. Jeez, that battery didn't last long at all. Must not have been fully charged. I
you
don't know.
guys, batteries are not included.
I ordered I ordered this long lasting battery that I'm supposed to be able to plug into this camera, and I could never get it to work. And then
Huh.
I got a thing from Amazon saying, "Oh, this battery's been recalled. It's blowing up on people." So I guess it's a good thing I never got it to work because maybe it'd blow up.
Oh, it can explode. Yeah, you don't want to get
Yeah.
an exploding battery
But I
battery
need to figure
territory.
out. I definitely need to figure out a solution where I have a long lasting battery that I can hook up to this camera. So that
Yeah, I don't know how that works because that's the thing. Like, I have not really invested in like crazy nice cameras. I do know that I have a nice web camera thing that I got that was another angle, and it just stopped working. It might be because I got it for like $10 on Temu or something.
Well, yeah, I tried to get some of those because you had all those different cameras. Those
Yeah.
ones. I mean, those ones that you got weren't any good.
The one that I got, I think it is good, but I just need to look at the settings again. But it might also be that it maybe wasn't good. But yeah, I got to look at it to kind of get that working again.
Yeah, because the one thing that I want to start doing is like when I'm working on something like a long project, I'd like to film it, but
Yeah.
you know, with the battery not staying charged, and with with just the amount of if you're doing a long thing, like that's the one good thing about working on Procreate. It records everything you do.
Yeah.
But I don't really like working on the iPad, so I want to find a solution that I can, I think what I'll do as an experiment is, I think I'll try to I'll bring my little arm, assuming that it'll hook up, that it's like one of those arms that you can hook a camera up to.
Yeah.
If I can hook it up to the drawing space over at Keith's and just use my iPhone and see how much space that, because I can upload it to the cloud, assuming I got enough space, and then take that and like.
Oh, that would be so fun to do some live streams from the Crestline
Yeah, I wasn't even
thing.
thinking of live streaming, but possibly. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
We'll
just
have to
have that
figure it out.
footage.
My problem is when I'm on a trip like that, I always have to remember to document stuff
Oh, I'm horrible at that.
because I just have too much fun.
Yeah, no, I'm horrible at that.
Yeah.
At least, I think drawing wouldn't be a problem because I just turn it on and then draw.
Yeah.
But like, I got to get a picture of us doing this or a picture of us together at this spot or whatever. I suck at that.
Well, I'll try to bring my mic, and the nice thing is I have a laptop this time for my trip, so
Yeah,
which I didn't back then. So
last time. Oh, sorry. I kind of interrupted you.
what's up?
I kind of interrupted you, but I was going to say
It's okay.
last time Gary and I flew what's that airline? Frontier. So you got to pay extra for any bag you want. So all we brought was
Even
the basic
carry-ons?
Yeah. Except for you can have like a small backpack. So, but this time we're doing Southwest, so I can bring some more stuff. So I'll probably be bringing my laptop and whatever else, because I won't need to pack a whole lot of clothes or anything.
Yeah.
But so I'll be able to bring more art supplies and stuff.
Well, that's good. Like, yeah, it's for me, it'll be like a relatively, from what I recall, I don't think it was like the longest drive in the world to get there. So the only thing for me is going to be like, I think it's cutting it pretty close to like the first day of school.
Yeah.
But the nice thing is I'm kind of prepped for that. So, and it's not the first day of like school that I need to attend, like as a student. So I think I'm pretty good because I have all the intro curriculum and stuff set. And then if I need to set any of that up, I can work on that during the trip too. So
Yeah.
Well,
you gotta make it happen no matter what.
Oh no, I've already agreed. I will make it happen. That one's not
yeah.
one that I'm gonna flake on. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's just too. It's
I
too
was
special.
happy that,
to me, it's
sorry.
too special because I feel like this group of people that I feel like this tribe that we've built is yeah, it's like I used to kind of daydream about having like a group of artist friends like that. You know, like
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like an honor, you know, to be a part of. So
it's awesome that, like, I was worried that Corey might not be able to make it, but the fact that he can make it, and
oh yeah, no, like I will not be the one guy who's not showing up. Yeah, that's not going to happen. God willing, right? I mean, assuming I don't get sick or something. Yeah. But yeah, no. Plus, it was just so fun last time. People may not realize this, Jim Lujan is one of the funniest human beings alive. Like,
no, for sure. I think people realize it. If you've seen any of his cartoons, I think you
well, I know, but
it.
I mean, you know, some people might be like, "Oh, he's like that when he's online." You know, it's like, no, this is like Jim is just naturally like he is just the funniest, like one of the funniest human beings, like just and funnest people to hang out with in the world. And I'd say like everybody in that group kind of fits in there, but that's the fun part about it is like I feel like everybody's got a very similar sense of humor. Yeah, it's I don't know, it's been such a cool thing to have that community, you know.
For sure.
Because you know it also doesn't feel like everybody's like name dropping or like I don't know, it doesn't feel like a statusy thing, like an LA meetup kind of thing.
Right.
I don't know if that makes sense. Well, I know you know exactly what I'm talking about with that, right? Where
Kind of,
there's
but
like those
I'm not really
networking event kind of things.
Yeah, for sure.
This feels like it's just like hanging out with friends and making art, you know, which is I feel like that is
it's not
that's one of my favorite
from
things
what
in the
we're
world.
doing now. Only we're in person, you know.
Yeah, and there's like an energy to it because you have like everybody, you know, crunching, working on that stuff, which is pretty exciting. Dylan said, "I love that you found your people." Yeah, it really takes a while to kind of start building, but that's one thing I think is kind of cool about art is I remember this in college too. Like there's a thing that's really unique and cool about being surrounded by artists. And I feel like artists are generally not going to be jerks. Like, now, keep in mind, like, there are people out there that are jerks that are artists, you know, like, I'm sure. But in general, people doing creative pursuits, like, we're all cut from a very similar cloth, you know? At least that's what I think, you know? Or we've just been really lucky in, like, the people we've chosen to, like, kind of group ourselves with. But yeah, like this group of people is just incredible. The one thing I'm freaked out about is bears, man. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but I am terrified of bears. They just scare the crap out of me. I don't think it's an irrational fear of bears. I think it's a healthy fear of bears.
I should be more afraid of bears than I am, but like when I was growing up, we used to camp at Yosemite, and there was always bears there. But
Oh, did I tell you my Yosemite bear story, which is why I'm
no, I
afraid
don't
of
know.
bears?
Oh, maybe.
Have you had any? Did you have any close bear encounters or anything?
No, no. But you'd see like the aftermath of where they got into the into the dumpsters or whatever, or you'd you'd see like footage of them like doing something, but not like where they got up close and personal with a bear. I've never had that.
Okay, so we go to Yosemite when I'm like a kid, right? Um,
Yeah,
and Yosemite's I mean, it's beautiful, right? And we go camping. This is like my family. I'll go camping. And in order to camp at that campground, they make you go, at least back in the day, it'd make you to go to this like bear awareness thing, right?
yeah. I think I remember that vaguely.
And it was
Yeah,
like, it's like a theater presentation where they like bring in like samples of like the damage a bear can do.
yeah.
And so one of the things they have is like, they lug in this big thing and they're like, this is the roof of a car. And
That might have been
it's,
what I'm remembering. Is that stuff? Maybe
yeah,
it
so,
wasn't
and
like
they had just ripped open a car roof like a sardine
yeah,
can. And it's all this other scary stuff where it's like, this is like the damage that the claw of like a bear can do. And all this other stuff, right? Where it's like talking about the weight and you're like you're very unlikely to survive and all of this stuff,
right,
it's
yeah,
like basically just trying to scare campers into like containing their food and not having food
yeah,
in their vehicle because bears
yeah,
will literally just rip apart a vehicle to get like a bag of chips. Um,
yeah.
Anyhow, so we watch this thing and we're like, oh, that's nice. And then we go camping, and then late in the night we hear like this tapping at the like there's like a rustling, like somebody or something is like pushing on our tent,
Yeah.
and there's like noises and stuff. And then eventually that kind of stops, but like we're all freaked out and stuff, and then everybody kind of goes back to sleep. The next day, we see that like grizzly tracks that are like surrounding. You can see where the bear walked around our campsite that night, all the way to our tent. So it was pressing on the tent, and
Oh,
yeah, it was wild. And then it's like the like warning system went off like that same day for a different campsite where somebody had been attacked by a bear, and so they had to hunt the bear because it was
oh
like
shit.
a bear that had like mauled somebody or something. And so ever since then, I've been like, yeah, I'm not messing with bears. Like, I don't know. They scare the crap out of me.
Well, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. I think I need to be more afraid of them than I am.
I think in general, what they say is they're more afraid of you than not. But like when Grizzly Man came out and everybody was talking about the documentary, I was
Yeah.
like, I know how that's going to end. There's no question.
Oh yeah,
Like, it
yeah.
wasn't a surprise ending to me watching that documentary. It's like, if you think you can just live with bears and like give them hugs and be all friendly and
Oh
stuff, it's
no,
like,
no, no. Yeah, if I actually saw one, I would be freaked out. But I guess I'm not. I figure if I'm inside most of the time, I'd be pretty safe. And if just aware, hopefully. But I don't know.
Gary said he's more afraid of Jim's driving. I'm like, anybody who drove with me during that trip knows how I am as a driver. I'm like super slow. I'm like the least guy of a driver. When I drive, I'm like, the speed limit is this. We're on a windy road. I am going that speed limit.
Oh yeah,
Like,
that's not me. I wouldn't. Yeah.
yeah. Gary said, should we watch The Revenant on night one? Oh, that would be fun.
And this no, even blown up, this little uh, comics code is so small.
Yeah, that is a little small.
I mean, it's hard to even see it.
A lot of people don't know the history of the Comics Code Authority ties into book burning.
Yeah, this isn't. I kind of changed it. It's not Comics Code. This is approved by the Comics Commission Association. But
Nice.
I was trying to think of something more like in line with hip hop. But
it should be something about your ops. Oh wait, that's later stages of hip hop. But you know, it's like the ops that are trying to take out your comp. Actually, that wouldn't be bad if you called like the kaiju like ops. You know.
Yeah. I don't know that I've heard that phrase.
Ops is like a gangster way of talking about your rival gangs or like people are coming at you. Is your ops?
That could be
But that's more like NWA era.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
So that's like that later hip hop, less of the kind of early iterations.
I mean, it's
Your era of hip hop's
to...
more when like Dr. Dre was like dressed as a doctor. That kind of era, right? for this one.
Yeah, yes and no. I mean, I listen to NWA. I mean,
No. I'm not saying your taste. I'm saying like the era these guys are going to come from is more like that early iteration.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That is kind of funny to think of, though.
It is. That's one of the funniest things in the world. If you guys, if you're in chat and you haven't looked this up, look up early Dr. Dre. Where he got his name, and he dressed as like a doctor, and it looks like boy band pictures. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Dylan was saying watch Cocaine Bear the day too.
Oh yeah.
I never saw that movie. Was it fun? It sounded really fun.
Yeah, it's just insane. Yeah.
It kind of sounded like what was that movie with the sharks where it was like like Sharknado?
Not that crazy, but yeah, it's. Damn, this is so small. I can barely. I think I need to pull this.
Okay, guys, I am going to grab another refill of my drink. Scott, do you want me to keep this going or run a?
Yeah, commercial? you can keep it going.
Okay.
I'm just having real trouble looking at this. It's so small.
I find that like every hour at my age, it's good to just stand up too, so that I don't get like an arched back. I'm an old man. I got to watch me back. That was my attempt at a Scottish accent. I was telling Corey I was awful at Scottish accents. I can't do it. I can't do it. I don't even think that... Is he Scottish? He is Scottish, isn't he? Scotty.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'd be funny if he was Scotty and he was Irish. All right. With that, I'm going to leave. I'll be right back. Enjoy as Scott sings the classics. All the classics. What was it? What were those compilations called back in the day where it was like the best of
K-Tel? Like K-Tel Records?
Yeah, K-Tone, but then there was like
K-Tel.
that like not Sweat into the 90s.
I remember like Freedom Rock. You remember Freedom Rock?
Oh
hey,
yeah.
Man, is that Freedom Rock? We'll turn it up, man.
Freedom Rock also is mentioned in the first Frank Black album, and it's my favorite Frank Black song. Not on Teenager of the Year. There's a song called Freedom Rock where it says all I listen to it's Freedom Rock, and it's a great song. I'm gonna get coffee. I'll be right back.
All right. So I switched away from doing that. I don't know how much of this you can see because it's, I'm just working on this little. I'm trying to get all the boring stuff out of the way, this typography, but I was trying to pencil in that comics code, and it's really difficult to see. So now I'm switching over to this reverse type on this little banner. And if you tuned in late, this is the cover or a possible cover for my new comic book. And I'm going to be actually inking this mammoth thing at the art retreat that is going to happen in another 2 or 3 weeks with some of our Artcaster friends. So... You back, Josh? You probably got to get his headphones on.
Okay, I just have to show off Shug. Here, let me get a bigger picture. Because this is my I'm an
Aw,
uncle to this dog. Isn't that the cutest?
yeah.
Isn't she beautiful? She's so pretty. You're so pretty. Yeah. Anyhow, she's a good girl. She's a good girl. Yes. All right. Anyhow, sorry.
Sorry for what? Showing off a dog?
Oh, that's true. That's true. I guess there's nothing wrong with that. Pugs are amazing. Anyhow, so that's the crazy pug I ended up babysitting today. Whew. Okay, we're almost there on this rough. I want to have... Okay, there's a crap load of text here. So... And I think it needs to be kind of Robert... Yes, okay, there we go. So I'm going to have my referenced here. I'm excited about that, Scott, though. That's really cool.
Yeah, me too.
I do think you... have you worked that big in a long time, or...
I've never worked this big. not for a comic page.
I think the fun part about that is when you ink it, dude, because you're pretty quick with inks. But I think when it, like I've seen you ink, you have a pretty solid hand, right?
Well, this you may have a lot of the inking that I do on that I've done on live streams or whatever has been like with a brush pen or something like that. This is actually the ink and brush, and then take a little more time with it.
Oh yeah, but what I guess I'm getting at is I think that you might find that because it's large like that.
Oh yeah,
that
course.
Inking it will go a lot quicker.
Okay.
Than inking small. I don't know if that's the case for you, but it is for me. Like we're getting those fine details is a lot easier at that size. Yeah.
I have a question. So this, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. I'll show it a little more. But this is going to be a reverse type.
Okay.
White on black. Would you? I assume you would just do the fill in the outline, right? You're not going to do black and then go and then ink it with. I mean, try to do like white lettering, right?
I am obnoxious about that. Generally, yeah, I do. I will just go around it. I'm not going to try to paint white over it.
Yeah, I think.
But I will. But I don't do the trick where people sometimes will do that, like reverse it. I actually have a Kevin Huzanga page here where this is from Curses. Hold on, let me show you. Oh wait, never mind. It's framed. Let me see if I can get it. Can you see this?
Hold on. Might have to. I can see it, but it's hard because you're just in a little window. Can you make that?
This one I don't know how to make bigger.
Yeah.
I guess I'm just gonna have to hold it up. So the second panel here, there's like 4 panels at the top, right?
Yeah.
The third panel. So the second to the it's like to the left, but it's the third panel on the page.
Yeah. Yeah.
That in the final page is black, and then he just reversed the ink.
Oh.
But I don't do that. Yeah. That's back when I was gonna buy original comic pages, and then I realized I can't.
Yeah.
I can't open that can of worms too much because I have a Derek Kim thing. I have an original Kevin Cross. I'd like to own more originals. We got to do some swapping or something, trading.
Yeah, most of the original artwork I have is from friends.
Yeah.
Or like, people that I commissioned, like for my, variant covers or.
Yeah.
Most of those were friends, but then there are a couple people that I don't know too well. Like I don't know Russ Leach very well. I know him enough. And then Federica, I don't really know her. I've hired her a number of times.
I do really like Russ's inks a lot.
Yeah.
I wonder what that guy's up to.
Supposed to be Eric Henson, but he couldn't. Eric Henson did the roughs, and he couldn't finish it. So then, kind of Russ took over and finished it up for me.
That's kind of cool, though.
Yeah.
Russ is a good inker. I like his inks. Interesting style,
Yeah.
I wonder how he's doing nowadays.
I think he's still streaming and stuff. I think.
Yeah, I lost touch a little bit, so
Yeah.
maybe that's a guy.
Well, maybe
I'll
I'm
get in
hoping
touch
when I
with
get
again.
back into doing more comic content that I can, I really want to. Oh, one cool thing. So I went to Lance. We've had him on the show. The
Yeah.
owner, the CEO of the Gold Key. So I went to his comics shop, and I didn't even know he would. I wasn't expecting that he would be there. I went. I think it was last Saturday, and he was there. So we started cutting it up, and I was like you said. I asked him. I said, you said you own some restaurants and stuff. I said, do they like serve alcohol? Can we, because I'd like to get like a drink and draw going. And he's like, oh no, I have a restaurant, but I have a bar too. I own a bar. And he says we do a drink and draw, but I'd like to get some more, established artists involved. And he said whether we could have you do your own thing or whatever. I'm like, and so we're just kicking around ideas. So we're definitely going to get that going here.
Nice.
Once I get the channel, I want to kind of build it, like trying to build more of a local community,
Yeah.
Of artists and stuff out here. But he was throwing out some cool ideas. He's like, oh, we could do like a signature drink based on, whatever, some geeky style, either based on an established character or even one of our characters or something like that.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah. So yeah, that's definitely something that's going to happen. So
I love that. Yeah, it'd be fun to get one going here. I think there is one at Transplants up here, which is a local microbrewery. But it'd be fun to talk to Bravery and see if we can get one going.
Yeah, and that it's probably not that close to you, but I saw was it he popped in a couple of our chats, but I think Erwin Papa. I was watching one of his live streams, but I think he's involved in that ink and drink thing.
Oh, okay.
But I know he popped in a couple of our chats, so I may have to I mean, that's too far from me, but it's in Long Beach, the Long Beach one. But it's supposed to be
that
the
would
original one.
That would be fun to go to. Sorry, my my dogs are. I don't know. Can you hear that pretty well? I'm imagining.
Yeah. But I'm used to it.
Yeah. The one in Long Beach sounded cool. I know for a fact that Chris could probably make it to that for sure because that's his turf. But it'd be fun to go down there and incessantly. Yeah, I think drink and draws are really fun though. But I think I should take a clue on that and get one going locally here too, because it'd be fun to do something a little more local,
Yeah. Because I was thinking, I was like, oh, maybe we could just do some live stuff from his comic shop. It's a big comic shop, but he rents space to, there's a big gaming thing. When I went there on a Saturday, there was tons of people gaming.
Dude, the gaming thing, I think, especially the card games and then Warhammer and stuff like that, I think that's a good percentage of
probably
of business for a lot of those shops,
But that's like I said, he rents that space out. But his stuff is all comics. But he does tons of online sales.
Yeah,
and but he's got he took me to back, and he's got this podcasting studio.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so it's it wasn't real fancy or anything, but he's got a little space that he podcasts from back then. So I was saying, yeah, we could live stream and stuff. So there's a lot of potential there, I think.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. I know that we had Dave Baker on, right? And he used to do stuff with oh my gosh, why am I blanking out? The comic shop that closed down.
I have to send Dave Baker Buckaroo Banzai pack.
Yeah, you should.
I'm meaning to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, he used to do one for why am I blanking out? The big indie one in LA that closed.
Oh Oh, Meltdown.
Yeah, Meltdown. He used to do a podcast through Meltdown. They would do podcasts live from there, and I think that helped him generate a little bit more of an audience, and it helped the
Yeah,
store. So
yeah,
yeah, that's not a bad idea. Is my point.
yeah, yeah. I'm planning on really going hard into all the YouTube and just comics in general and stuff. So,
Oh, Dylan was asking where the location is.
oh, so it's the comic shop. The comic shop. I don't know where the bar is, but the comic shop is I think it's 43rd Avenue and Peoria. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's where it is. Yeah.
And then are streets in that area of Arizona, like, are they on a grid as well, kind
Yeah,
of like my area?
everything's on a grid. When you get further east, it starts to break down, and you'll have. But for the most part, Central Phoenix, like even out here in Surprise, it's like you'll have a name street and a name street intersect sometimes. But for the most part, when you're in Central Phoenix,
Yeah.
the metropolitan area, it's all like a cross street will be a numbered street and a name street. So, like I said, 43rd Avenue in Peoria, those the name street they kind of, but that's all on a grid, and then it's avenues, and then there's Central Avenue. Once you go past Central Avenue, it goes into streets when you go out east. So it's avenues and streets,
Okay.
and then so like technically I'm way out west in Surprise, so like I'm off of like 148th Avenue. And then if
Yeah.
you go way out in Scottsdale, you might, I don't know how far the streets go, but you get 60 something street or whatever, but it's anyway. So that's kind of how it works.
No, that makes sense. It's similar in the Antelope Valley, although it goes all the way to like the hundreds. Because I don't know if you remember, David was talking about filming out here.
Yeah.
And he was saying he filmed in like on like 200 like 200 street or so. And that's like way out in the desert, It's kind of an interesting thing. But I love the idea of kind of like building like more local kind of community stuff,
For sure.
That's one thing I really appreciate about our kind of art casters group though too, is like I've never been a guy who like built a really strong like local scene,
Right. Yeah. I haven't
so-
either, but
and I think it's good to do, but I do appreciate that we have like a little crowd and audience that, because of the internet, has been able to kind of find
Yeah.
each other, But yeah, I do think having a local scene would be super smart and fun, Yeah. I know out here too. There's like quite a few artists out here. I just am really. It's funny. I don't know if people realize, but I'm a pretty shy person. Like, I don't know if that makes sense, but
yeah.
I tend to be
yeah.
slightly shy.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way, but
Oh,
it's
Dylan
different
said
when
he's on 163rd, so he's even farther. Nice.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Why was did we ever find out why Surprise was called Surprise?
I was listening to it was probably, I thought it was your podcast or somebody. I don't know if they were just making it up or if that was actually it, but somebody said that it was like they purchased.
Oh, they'd
the
be
land as a
surprised
gift.
if it. Yeah. I think that might have been Dylan.
Probably, yeah. I mean,
Who said
he
that?
would
Yeah.
probably know. I've heard the story before and I forgot, but that sounds like it.
It just sounds kind of almost like it might be like a mistake by the lake kind of thing, though. Where it's like maybe that's like an old wives' tale kind of. I don't know.
Well,
Yeah.
now most people now, I mean, it's kind of people understand, but like I moved out here before there was anything. Like there wasn't even a gas station when I moved out here, and then it just blew up or found me, and I moved out
That's
here.
crazy
because
though. So like, how
I
did
could get-
you used to get like groceries and stuff?
Well, there was a grocery store. You have to go a little ways into Sun City, which isn't too far away, but you kind of have to drive out a little bit. And and then the gas station, it came not too long after that. And then now there's just everything, is out here. But got at the time, I was married, and we had a real estate agent showing us places, and they said, "Well, if you go further out, I'll take you out to Surprise," and I didn't even know what Surprise. I'd never heard of it. So we
So
drove
where
out.
did you grow up then in Arizona?
I grew up in Phoenix. Phoenix, yeah.
So would that mean you're kind of like a city kid, or?
No, because Phoenix isn't like it's not like New York. It's we don't refer to them as suburbs,
Yeah.
because there's really not people. I mean, now there's like now if you go downtown, I mean, there's lofts and stuff, and there's some apartments,
Yeah.
but for the most part, people didn't really live downtown. You just work.
You know
there
what surprised me about Phoenix too was like how spread out everything is.
Yeah, yeah.
Where I was like, I've never really been in a city that's that like sparsely, like it's huge, but it's like there's a lot of space between things,
Yeah.
Because LA is kind of weird. It's like there's not a lot of space, and it just like is stacked up, like,
Yeah.
And I feel like Phoenix was like wider. I don't know if it
yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah, for
But-
sure. Yeah. But
And I felt that way about Arizona in general, where everything felt like very spaced apart. Like there's a lot of room.
yeah, I mean, it's very just like suburbia, but we never. I just never. I mean, we never even referred to as suburbs, because I guess for something to be a suburb, you indicate that there are people living in the big city as well.
Yeah,
Or that
there needs to
wasn't
be a
really-
burb.
Yeah,
for
that
a
wasn't
suburb.
really the case so much. So, but it's technically. I mean, it's pretty much just like I said, a suburb
Yeah.
where I grew up.
And then when you guys were kind of like looking for houses and stuff, they were like, "Hey, check this out! Like these
Yeah, well,
houses
because
are like less."
we drove
expensive."
out here. We drove
Yeah.
out here, and we looked, and we could get like twice the size house. I mean, I've been in this house for almost 30 years,
Yeah.
and I mean, it's plenty, especially now that my kids are moving out. But even when we bought it so we could grow as a family,
Yeah.
and it was the best investment I ever made, So I mean, it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not paid off or anything, because eventually I got divorced, and in order to keep the house, I had to, pay for it,
Yeah. Yeah.
so it cost me, I had to refinance and everything.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, it's,
No,
so
and like
that-
your
that
payments are
decent
probably
difference.
like ridiculously
payments are-
low.
Yeah, They're super low. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
most people can't rent a one bedroom apartment for what I pay for my house payment. So
Yeah, that's the thing that happened with us too, where we bought right during the housing thing, and like 10 years ago or something, and so we're still paying our mortgage and stuff, but it's like what we pay on our mortgage is like less than people pay for like a 1-bedroom apartment here.
yeah,
Now, whereas at the time it was like, still a little bit steep for us, and now it's like worthwhile. So,
yeah,
but yeah, it's funny. That's why I kind of like why we looked in the Antelope Valley too. Is like if you're looking in California, it was like at the time it was the only place that was like affordable, and since we bought, it's like 4 times the value now. Like,
yeah.
it's kind of crazy because California is crazy expensive,
Yeah,
But I feel like I don't know, there are things I really like living in the desert. I didn't think I would when I was younger, because I used to absolutely hate, the Antelope Valley.
but you grew up there, right?
Yeah, but like growing up there, like all I wanted to do was leave, because I
Oh,
was like,
yeah,
this
yeah.
place is lame,
Yeah.
And I guess it's just like a maturing thing where it's like man, like anytime I'm driving in LA, I just feel like stressed out. Like it's just very stressful.
Yeah. I'd hate to have to do that on a regular basis.
Yeah, it's just like I kind of like being able to like park if I'm like shopping
Yeah.
and not have the parking part take half the trip, Yeah. Even in Long Beach, like I love Long Beach as a city. Like I that's probably out of everywhere I've lived, that's probably the place I've lived the most outside of the Antelope Valley. It's like Long Beach and Portland, right?
Yeah.
And of all those places, like, yeah, Portland, it was the constant rain that it gets old really fast. It's like, I always thought I'd be like a rain guy, and then you live in Portland for a while and you're like, yeah, this is depressing.
Yeah.
You know? And then Long Beach, it was just like, yeah, it's one of those cities. It's a great city, but like just, I feel like the mental anguish of just driving in that city, it's just awful, like to drive in that city. And it's California, so like drivers, you know, in California are very aggressive, you know?
Probably have to be.
Dylan said we moved out here in September of 1998 and our mortgage is less than $800. Yeah, that's that's much lower than mine.
Yeah, it's much lower than mine too. That's great.
Yeah. But that's a good deal. Yeah. But that makes sense, you know, that's quite a while ago, so, you know.
Yeah.
Am I like cutting in and out?
No, you've been fine.
Okay.
Like I think the last live stream I watched, you were a little bit, which you fixed the problem, but I haven't heard anything today at all.
Okay, just because my camera seems to be like jaggy, so I didn't know if that's just. I think that's just because I'm opening a Photoshop file.
That could be it.
On an old computer.
Yeah, I see my battery's on this last thing, so I might have to switch again. Hopefully, doesn't. I have 4 batteries. I'm charging 2, so hopefully those will charge before. It just sucks. And I usually, like when I do a live stream, I only go for like an hour and a half.
Yeah,
I've never
that makes
gone
sense.
through this many batteries, but I have to figure out some solution to this. But.
Yeah, I mean, Dylan said, I forgot to mention our manufactured home is 1.25 acres of land. Here's my problem.
Oh.
I'm a moron. I don't remember what an acre is.
Yeah, I don't either, but I know my house is in 1 acre. It's not that big for the land anyway.
Do you know what an acre?
I don't know actually how much an acre is, but
yeah. I only know acres from like the 100-acre wood.
Yeah.
So when I was not working, which is what I should have been doing, but I was just vegging. I watched a little bit of that show Fubar on Netflix. It is so dumb and wonderful. Have you seen it?
Talking about that? No, I haven't. I haven't seen it.
It's really bad.
We did. I mean, I'm familiar with. I see it pop up and stuff. But we did. You know, you had mentioned the bear.
Yeah.
So, you know, Jen was flipping through stuff and she said, "Oh, there's a cooking show. It's the bear." And I said, "Oh, yeah, they were talking about that. It's not really a cooking show, but." And I said it. You know, it was highly recommended. Josh was talking about it and everything. So we put it on, and we watched a little bit. And she was like, "I can't watch it. It's too stressful because it was too fast paced and." Like, yeah,
no, I've heard that from people. Like you have to be kind of at a. My sister said the same thing. Like, because when she tried to check it out, she was having a really stressful week, and then because of the tempo of the cooking in it,
yeah,
because it's very realistic to like the stress of a kitchen, and so it's like, you know, it is very fast paced. Yeah,
yeah.
It's not like a kick back and watch a fun, relaxing, like British baking show kind of thing.
Right.
But yeah, it is. I mean, that's why like the Refused is the song on the soundtrack at the very beginning. You know, the like, yeah. I have dogs just enjoying running in circles, and they're like extra vocal when we're dog sitting. It's kind of like adding another hype man in the mix, you know? Like, because they might chill out, and then, you know, the visitor will be like, "Are you going to take that?" And it's like, "Are you just going to let that guy park on the street? Are you going to let that mailman deliver letters?" They're very funny. Well, I'm excited because, like, I'm about to finish this rough, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I finally got to the point where I got all these tedious boring letters now. I'm working on the logo actually. So
The fun part of it is like once you have all the letters, it's a lot quick. It goes a lot quicker.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that.
That's cool though. So
the logo's kind of, in a way, it's a little hard to read, but then that's kind of why I picked this layout, because like the old Marvel, they would say the name of the comic, they type it out here. Yeah. And the reason why they did that, I found out, is because a lot of times the way they displayed comics and stuff on the spinner rack, or you might not see the logo.
Yeah.
But you could always see that part of it. That's the whole reason why there's a corner box. So I kind of like that layout, and I'll probably keep it no matter if this is the cover or not.
I think that's smart, man. Layout. Yeah, and like it's kind of like almost like the trick with the wacky packs that you're making. The wax packs. Where it's like, why do they look authentic? Because you're like doing it authentic. Yeah. I think that'll be the same with this. It's like just make it look like the comic you want to see.
Yeah, and I want to. If I end up doing color, I want to have like, halftone dots and all that kind of stuff. I want it to look maybe not totally like it's old school, but like a combination of modern and old school techniques.
That's not a bad idea. Maybe limit the palette too.
I'm totally thinking of limiting the palette, because I'm kind of looking at the Jay Gonzo book as sort of a blueprint. So I think I want to do, if I do color, I kind of want to do a limited color palette.
So which came first, the Muppets or Jay Gonzo?
Well, I think anyone with a name, I assume his last name is Gonzalez. So a lot of people with the last name Gonzalez, it's kind of a nickname. So.
Is that for Gonzalez?
I think so, because wasn't there a baseball player named because there was a Diamondbacks player named, his last name was Gonzalez, and his nickname is Gonzo.
Okay, that kind of makes sense. I can't remember what Mookie Betts' actual name is, because I just know him as Mookie. Somebody's putting off like fireworks.
Oh yeah,
and I don't know why. It's not the 4th of July. So that's kind of obnoxious, Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Like that's one problem of living in a desert is like, you do get a lot of people who are like crazy about fireworks.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Oh, I live by this big park.
Yeah.
And the playground burned down because I'm pretty sure because somebody was lighting off fireworks.
One of them got so scared he hopped in my lap. You okay? This is Georgie. I think you've met him. Oh, and now she wants up. We can't have both of you guys on my lap, dude. This is always awkward. Do your dogs do this? By the way, I think your screen is black.
Ah, okay, yeah. I knew it was going to go black. Here, switch over, and then I'll switch the battery. So I've got 3 dogs. Two were Jen's, and then one was mine. Now they're all ours. But the she had 2 little ones, 2 Westies, and the male does not like fireworks, and he freaks out, like whines, and like he's just totally afraid of them.
Yeah.
And then the female, she doesn't care about fireworks. It doesn't bother her at all. My dog doesn't bother her at all.
Yeah.
My dog's like a German Shepherd mix. Doesn't bother her at all. But my dog does not like the vacuum. But the little dogs don't care about the vacuum. So I've got one dog that's afraid of the vacuum, one dog that's afraid of fireworks, and one dog that doesn't give a shit about any of them. She's just like, whatever.
Yeah, my dog Bernie is just chill. Like, he doesn't get freaked out by any sounds. And then Georgie, this guy, is like, he is terrified of, because he's like part Chihuahua, right? And so the Chihuahua in him, I think it's kind of unique to most Chihuahuas that they hate vacuum cleaners.
Yeah.
So he has that, like that Chihuahua breed hatred of vacuum cleaners, but he also has that just totally terrified of fireworks. And so, and then the dog we're watching apparently is not too keen on fireworks either. But yeah, Bernie's funny. He just won't even really. He just doesn't care about the fireworks.
Yeah.
He
It's
will
weird.
bark
I don't know what
at
makes some dogs. It bothers some dogs and some dogs not. Just weird.
Yeah, Dylan said, my dog Cooper was scared on the 4th of July. One of my neighbors set off fireworks the day before and the day of and the day after. I was upset about the other 2 days. I just feel like, to me, it's more just kind of lame that, I don't know, like, I guess I used to go to friends' places and, like, set off fireworks and stuff, but it was all the, like, tiny ones. I don't personally like the idea of putting off like big fireworks myself. And then I remember reading this article about veterans that made me feel like not as happy about fireworks, because I feel like that's it's especially on the 4th of July. It just seems like a really screwed up thing to be like, let's celebrate something having to do with a military victory by making noises that'll freak out people who are suffering from PTSD. Like, because it doesn't sound that different from, like, getting rained down upon by, like, missiles and stuff.
Yeah,
so
it's a problem. Yeah, I mean, hopefully,
but they are pretty,
Yeah, and hopefully the fact that I don't suffer from PD. What is it? What is it? No, I can't.
PTSD. Yeah.
PTSD. Okay, I don't suffer from that, but I'm hoping that the fact that they know it's the 4th of July, that it's not caught off guard, because I would assume most of it is the fact that it's, unexpected.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's weird. Like, so, Jen's going to school to be a therapist, and she just started a new job where it's at the place where she'll actually, once she gets her license and everything, she'll most likely be working. But she right now temporarily she's working as like a tech.
Yeah.
But I guess she was going, and I guess one of the patients, like, they were trying to get the patients to come in to go to their, go to eat or whatever, and they couldn't find one. They said, well, sometimes they hide behind their beds or whatever because they don't want to go or whatever. I guess they were looking for this one guy, and I guess he jumped out from behind like this stairwell or something, and just like scared him, and he's like laughing, and and this is like Jen's, like, probably 3rd day on the job.
Oh,
and
wow.
Jen's like, that is not appropriate, and she's like scolding the guy, and he's like, it's so funny, and I guess the person that's kind of training her is like, I can't believe how well you handled that. But she's got a lot of experience with that kind of stuff. But she was saying that's you just can't do that, especially a lot of people have PTSD in there, and you can't jump out and so.
Well,
anyway.
And not just that, like, this is a long time ago, but I had a guy I knew in college who had just gotten back from the war in the Middle East.
Mm-hmm.
And this was like a long time ago. So this is like not even the Iraq war. It was like the war before that. But it's a guy I knew. We went to like one of those like fear things, like the Halloween.
Oh yeah.
And he just, like, some guy kind of came out and was like, blah, and he just decked him, like, it just instinctually.
Well, and that's something that could have happened too, because she could have decked the guy too.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is like, you never know. Like, when I wondered, I remember after that, like, he was really embarrassed about it too, but he was like, it's just instinct. Like, when, but it was like, I realized after that those like Fright Night things are like, I wonder how many of those employees at like Fright Nights get like assaulted, like, you know? I just wonder, because it's like, yeah, you're like popping out and just getting instinctual responses from people. Like, some people might just not react well, you know?
Yeah, well, you'd
Um,
hope if like you're somebody who has trauma, like Jen was even talking about this, where
well, he didn't even know till then, and then he was
Oh,
like,
okay.
"Yeah, I don't think I can do these events," you know.
Right,
But
yeah,
because it's like you never know how you're going to react
yeah.
until you know. But yeah. Anyhow, sorry, I interrupted you.
Oh no, she was saying we were just talking about that recently about that she doesn't like those haunted houses because she's got trauma and that brings that stuff up, and so
Yeah, it's just it's one of those things. Like I did like after that time, like I just wondered how often that's happened. Like
yeah.
I'm guessing that must happen a lot because
Yeah.
people do even if they don't have trauma, like
Well, you would think that the rule would be that if you're going to jump out, you're not going to be close enough where they can reach you to take a swing at you. So I would think if you're that close, then
yeah.
maybe you're doing it wrong. But I don't know.
Yeah, I just wonder. I don't know. That might be an interesting story to write at some point. If anybody's like, having a blank page moment, make a short story about people who work at a haunted house who keep getting assaulted. It can start off as like this haunted mansion kind of thing of like, is it real or is it not? And then it could end by
Yeah.
like being like, it's actually haunted by the people who go that like they're the horror is like the people who attend there and then react by there are some pranks. Pranking's a weird thing. I feel like there's a fine line with that kind of thing.
Yeah.
There are pranks I think are funny. I
We were
remember
talking about this earlier.
yeah,
Yeah.
one of the ones that I used to find hilarious that I would hate having happen to me, but I still think is pretty classic. What's the guy who did like my bum is on the chair? Like,
Tom Green.
okay, Tom Green early, I think it was like second episode or something. It was one of the early ones where he pranked his dad by painting lesbians on his car.
Okay.
Do you remember that?
No, but I didn't watch a lot of Tom Green, but yeah.
So it's a very pornographic image that he paints on the car, and then he like paints the words "slutmobile" on the side, and then he basically tells his dad that he's going to give him a gift now that he's making good money, and he like got his car repainted, and his dad's all excited, and then he delivers it to his dad, and then his dad like freaks out, like leaves, and he like follows him around, like saying like, I thought you liked lesbians. Like, it's the worst thing ever. It was funny then. It's still funny to me now. But then thinking about the reality of that, like if my kid did that to me, I'd want to murder him.
Yeah.
Like, that's awful. But it was funny, right? So I
Yeah.
don't know. I feel like there's this weird line with pranks that's tough. Generally, I tend to not like pranks, but sometimes they're very funny.
Yeah. I mean, I used to love like Jerky Boys and stuff like that.
Oh,
prank
the
phone
Jerky
calls
Boys
and
were
stuff
great.
like
Those CDs, man.
Yeah.
Oh, that was pretty good. The and I did prank calls when I was a kid.
that. But there's very little I think that can go wrong with a phone call through the phone. Whereas
Yeah.
these physical pranks, I mean, they could easily go not the way you want them to. And
Yeah. I think I mentioned that with the like Cart Narcs. I actually really enjoy that
yeah,
YouTube
I like
channel.
that too. Yeah.
I think it's great, and I think the guy is like half of why it's funny is like he's completely insane to do what he's doing. Like
Yeah.
because people like literally will try to murder him
Yeah.
for telling them to return a shopping cart. And that's kind of half the humor is that people get so like offended and worked up about it. But it is one of those things where I think about it and it's like there's probably a couple people that's happened to that like have completely reasonable reasons for not returning the cart,
Right. I would hope that the guy kind of knows that like if somebody
He seems to vet it, right?
Yeah. I mean, most of the people are just lazy. And
Yeah.
that's I think why I like it because I mean I always return my shopping cart.
And I love that he calls them lazy bones. I don't know. It's the way he does it. It's very funny. But I was thinking about it. It's like, and I always return my shopping cart, so that's probably why. That's been a pet peeve of mine since I was a kid. So I think, because my parents like taught me that. Like, you don't that's just awful to do to somebody. Is like just leave your cart.
And there's also things that hopefully takes into consider. Like, there's been times where I didn't return my cart because there's no like cart corral anywhere near the area. Like, that's up to the store. If they can't put a cart corral, near you, you shouldn't have to go that far, So,
but imagine like you don't return it because of that, and then you get pulled over by the cart narc guy.
Right. But
now you're immortalized on the internet.
He knows that. So I don't know.
Yeah, but it's a funny thing because I still to this day love that show, but it is horrifying the idea of it happening. Let's say you got fired from a job or something, you're having the worst day of your life, and then you have a guy going, "You didn't return your shopping cart." But in a weird way, I still feel like, I mean, maybe this is me but I feel like in that case, I'm okay with it because if anybody ever was like, "Hey, you didn't return your shopping cart," I'd be like, "Oh, you know what? You're right, I should."
Well, yeah, and it's the entitled people that are like, they pay people to do that.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, that's not. It's not.
Yeah.
That's what really bothers me.
I do love cart narcs, though. I think I'm like, it's just funny because I feel like for that kind of thing to be funny, though, I don't think it would be as funny if everybody was just like, "Oh, yeah, sure, no problem." Of course. Yeah. It wouldn't be such good content. I think part of why it is interesting is that tension and danger in it,
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of respect for it because it's like he doesn't just pick like really nice neighborhoods. Like he'll go to like Watts and do it there,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a fan of cart narcs. If I saw that guy, I would be walking up to him and being like, "Hey, can I get a sticker?" Like I like his show.
No, I liked it, and I was watching it for a while, but I think it's one of those channels that I can't see continue. Like, do you still watch it? Because it's like once you
I forget about it.
You've seen it. It's kind of one of those things you have to go back to because I can't see somebody watching cart narcs every single week.
No, I do like a yearly binge of it. Yeah, like I'll usually kind of forget that it exists because it is similar content and it's funny to watch, and then I'll forget, and then it's like a year later I'll be like, "Oh yeah, cart narcs," and then I'll watch like a playlist of like 20 of them.
Yeah.
I feel like there's channels like that have kind of a shtick that's really good, and they continue to make good content, but I'll like forget because the content's really similar.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on a sec. I gotta get my printout real quick.
Yeah. I don't know how long we're gonna be streaming. What time is it? Yeah, it's 9. I haven't even eaten dinner, but I'd like to get at least the lettering part of this done.
Okay, so I'm actually happy with this because one thing I always try to pay attention to with spreads. Let me see if I can show this.
Here, hold on, let me look at it.
So this is the spread from. You know what? Let me just put it here.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to
easier.
see.
So this is one spread, right? This is one that I did a couple days ago, and then I've been lazy, so I didn't do any more. But then this is the other, and I think that works as a spread. One thing that's a pet peeve of mine that I try to avoid, sometimes it's kind of unavoidable, is if you have the gutter like between your panels, if that line leads to a gutter over here.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
That's like a pet peeve. And I think I might have made that accident before, but I usually try really hard to avoid that because you want to make clear to people that the page ends here and continues down here, unless you're doing a page that reads across.
Right.
Right. So I even feel like if you're doing even like a 6-panel grid on each page or something, it's still important to make sure those gutters aren't totally lining up, unless you want people to read this way. Yeah. That's not for you, Scott. That was more for like anybody.
No, that's good advice.
Okay, so.
But yeah, because you don't always have both of your pages open at the same time. So I'm sure I probably got pages like that too that I just wasn't aware of.
Oh, this is the Barcelona thing my friend got. It was Barcelona where he got the Chris Ware exhibit. Isn't that cool?
Oh yeah, I love Barcelona.
Isn't that amazing though?
Yeah, that's cool.
And so it's like that's pretty cool. And he just came across this just by accident. And then I'm sure you probably saw the mug thing if you saw yesterday's stream.
Yeah.
It is the top of the ninth, you guys. And the Brewers have 8 and LA has 7. What is going on? LA paid way too much money to be losing right now. They usually make a pretty good comeback, though. They're kind of like, again, they're one of those weird teams that tends to make a comeback late in the day, so you never know.
Well, you said they're only 1 run behind.
Yeah, they're only 1 behind, and it's the bottom of the 8th. Oh, now it's the top of the 9th. So I guess we have 1 inning left, and hopefully we can close out the Brewers without a score. But we lost to them yesterday, so who knows? By the way, Brewers, I was thinking about this. I was trying to think about like really cool sports teams names, you know?
Yeah.
And that is probably one of the coolest ones, is to call yourself the Brewers, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird because like a lot of most of them by design, I'm sure, and I'm sure it was always that way.
Yeah.
Was that they kind of have something to do with the city, but like for something like Diamondbacks makes sense, you know.
Yeah.
We've got Diamondback Snakes, but then we got when we got the Cardinals. I mean, I guess there's Cardinals there in Arizona, but we're not really known for Cardinals.
Yeah.
It's just like a weird thing. But we purchased that team from somebody else.
Shouldn't Milwaukee be called the Cheeses or something?
Well, Wisconsin.
Isn't Milwaukee known a little more for their cheese than their beer?
I thought that was Wisconsin, wasn't it? Or Milwaukee is Wisconsin? Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, because Milwaukee is where. Well, never mind. No, because they do have cheddar, but at the same time, yeah, they probably are more known for brew. But anyhow, I'm just saying having your baseball team named after
beer
like is
Laverne
pretty cool.
and Shirley, they worked at the brewery. They were in.
Yeah, because what is brewed in
Mayo
Milwaukee?
Somazo.
What are Milwaukee brews? Milwaukee beer breweries.
And then there's some like Detroit, because they're famous for cars, but when they were naming teams, they just picked one particular part of a car, like the Pistons.
Yeah.
They Piston. Just one
Okay,
part.
yeah, that makes sense. So Milwaukee's Miller, which makes sense. Schlitz, Pabst, Gettleman, which I have no idea what that is, and Blatz. So those are like the 5 big, but Miller obviously being one that put it on the map. That is wild. By the way, the cool thing is Dylan, I just noticed he got like a that's pretty cool. I didn't see our actual chat for a little bit. Dylan has like a crown. Did you know that? They give you like a little crown.
Yeah, they're doing incentives
when you
to
comment.
get people. Yeah, I think if you join first, you get like a crown or it's like a number.
Yeah.
And I think YouTube's doing something too where there's like I think they rolled out some kind of leaderboard or something for something of the chat.
Yeah.
I read something about that. I don't know.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. All right, guys. I'm probably gonna start the next rough. I don't know if Scott, are you planning on sticking around for a little bit?
If you're going to be here, I might need to grab something to eat, but Jen doesn't get off work till like 10, so I don't know. I mean,
maybe that's a good time then. So maybe we call it now, and then we do another live. If you're down, like in an hour or so.
Yeah, let's see, 9. Yeah. Well, Jen might be getting back by then, so I don't know. I may be able to make it, may not. I mean, I'd like to keep working, but I don't know what her plans are. So.
Yeah, I'm thinking about eating too, so maybe we do. Okay, well, anyhow, so if you guys are watching, Dylan said, I think it's the most comments. Nice. Well, Dylan, you are definitely winning the most comments. So I as much as I'm enjoying working, it's like I just finished a rough, so it's a good time to break before the next.
Yeah, I'm at
So
a good point too.
yeah, so if you
Almost
guys
got
are
all
walking,
the lettering done, except for this down here.
oh, it's beautiful. That's coming out so good.
Thank you. Yeah, it's gonna be.
I'm
fun
really
just looking
excited.
This over. Yeah. So
Oh, make sure you photograph it too when it's penciled, so you can show the stages. You know.
Oh yeah, and I shouldn't have put that compass on. I forgot that I'm framing this thing, and I've got the little holes from the compass in here. Oh well.
That's okay.
I could probably hide it with some little graffiti on this guy.
Yeah, and I mean, even if it's got like a little compass dot,
Yeah,
by the time you ink it, it won't even be noticeable.
Yeah, you're right.
And that's one of those things. All right. So we're going to call it for the stream. So if you haven't yet, make sure you hit the bell so you get notifications when we're about to go live, because I will be back. I plan on working pretty late into the night because I have a lot to catch up on. But it would be good to kind of to eat. So we're going to take a food break, and then I will be back streaming. If you guys haven't yet, again, make sure you hit that bell. And if you can, hit like and all that stuff. Scott, thank you for joining. That was super fun.
Yep.
And it's
really
so exciting to see.
Yeah.
It's just rad to see your vision coming to life a little bit.
Yeah.
So
I'm having a blast.
Hell yeah. All right, well, so we'll be back in about an hour, and I will see you guys then. Scott, if you're there, feel free to join us.
Just depending on what she wants to do, she may be tired, but I may stay
Totally
up with
reasonable.
her.
Scott, let everybody know where they can find your stuff and stuff.
Oh yeah, right there, Serkworks.com. You can go there, and from there you can get to everywhere else. You can get to my YouTube channel, you can get to my online store. Anything I've got going, my Patreon, anything I got going on, you can find through the website.
Awesome. I love it. And if you guys haven't, make sure you pick up Two Stories and Jacob's Apartment and check out my music streaming on platforms everywhere or under this name or under No Saboteurs. Scott, it was fun hanging out. Thanks to everybody in the chats, and we will see you guys on the next live stream. Goodbye.
All right. Later.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to crumble!
I'm Joshua Kemble, and welcome to Joshua Kemble's live stream. I've been a freelance illustrator and graphic designer for over 20 years. I was an art director for 9 years. And when I'm not art directing and working on illustrations and graphic designs, I'm working on comic books and graphic novels, and that's usually what I do during my streams. And while conversations can go all over the place on this stream, from spicy and entertaining to goofy and silly, one thing stays consistent throughout every stream. I'll always be working on art. So pull up a chair, get your art supplies out, and get ready for an entertaining show that'll keep you company while you work on your own personal art projects. This is Joshua Kemble's Art Stream.